partly sunny, a couple of spotty showers and thunderstorms around. It's windy and 81 degrees. Tonight, clouds, a few showers, a couple of thunderstorms here and there. 60 will do it for the overnight low. Then on Tuesday, periods of showers and a couple of thunderstorms. Cooler, 65 on Tuesday. Tuesday night, periods of showers and thunderstorms. A chilly 46. And Wednesday, partly sunny, a couple of spotty showers. But boy, it's kind of chilly on Wednesday, 58 degrees. This is not a big, severe weather outbreak. But again, that's May. There will be some thunderstorms around. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
It is 73 right now. Feels like 67 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Weather sponsored by Renner Garage Door, forward and back, RENNER.
Giddy up! Cardinal Cowboy for Team Renner here, America's oldest family-owned garage door company serving both wholesale and retail markets. Free repair or replacement quotes and $100 off a new garage door.
RENNER.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Good afternoon, St. Louis. DGS 104.1 FM KMOX. This song mean anything to you guys?
Yeah, I liked it when I was a kid.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
I did too.
Yeah, it reminds me of Vacation Bible School.
Oh, it's an interesting Bible school.
Yeah, I don't think this was like scripture. I think it was just like a fun song that everybody could
now
sing.
We're going to study Three Dog Night.
Yeah, I think it was more just like a fun song that kids could sing and everybody could have fun with.
Yeah.
Versus like, a lesson.
Wheels is out today. Strangely because he's not sick. So we're laughing at lunch. I mean, God love Wheels. We love Wheels. But he texted us early this morning and he was like, I don't know. I was in the bathroom a lot. Nothing happened. So
nothing came out.
Nothing came out.
It was like nothing came out. No worries there. But still, probably best to call it.
So hopefully he's sleeping and he'll be feeling better and back tomorrow. Andrew will be in with us a lot of the day, which I always enjoy. It's always nice having you here.
I do too. It's fun being in here. It's fun to be in for those who don't know, I'm usually not in the actual studio. I'm usually in like a side room separated by glass, which always feels a little weird. So it's fun to like be
I
in
never
here.
feel disconnected to you when we're on the air, but you miss out on all the shenanigans on the breaks.
Yeah, I miss out on all the fun. Sometimes I'll just like kind of wistfully look in here and you guys are all like yucking it up and laughing. And I'm like, I bet that was pretty funny. Sometimes I'll text Rachel like, what are you guys laughing about?
Had a really good weekend. Me, Maureen, Nick, Bree all went to Lawrence, Kansas and hung out with Phoebe. Really, really fun.
Yay.
Went to a KU baseball game. That was cool. They're really good. Like they're doing really, really well. Yeah. And it was really fun and super cool. Baby J was there.
Oh,
Baby J was there.
Yeah. Should have been Phoebe, but
were you just staring daggers at Baby J that whole time?
Baby J was tiny. Like even Phoebe may be too big to be Baby J.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, he's not called Adult J.
Adult J was there too. They were both there. I don't think you see them together much. No, we had a really good time. Went out with some of our friends for dinner, and I was telling these guys they were foreign exchange students from Spain, and speak English great, but they're from a different country. And Fee was saying, my dad plays baseball. And they looked at her weird and looked at me weird. Like, what do you mean? Like he goes to baseball games? She's like, no, he plays. And one of them, very sweet, didn't mean it to be mean, but said to me, so do they let you run or do they make you walk?
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You said you are on thin ice, boy.
That's a bummer.
It's going to happen.
And I want you to know this is not a reflection of you. It's more of a reflection of the young person mindset.
Correct.
Which seems to be getting worse. Maybe it's just I'm noticing it more because I'm getting older. But the whole like prizing youth thing does seem to be at an all-time high. And the things these young folks will say to you, like thinking it's a compliment, like, oh my gosh, you look so good for your age. It's like, I'm really not. Like, what do you think?
Look, try
34 is.
Try being
I'm
61.
10 years older than you.
Like, Marina and I were talking about it because she's just 1 year younger than me. And I said, at 20, how old would we have seemed? Because when I was a lawyer at 25, my partners were 45. And I thought, like, what do they got, 5 years left in their career? I mean, they're just about dead.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I work with a lot of people who are older than me in this job, but I don't see it like that.
Yeah, I mean, Close was the great equalizer for you guys, I feel. Because Close is 11 years older than me. But when we were a team, I never thought about
we
him.
would like make fun of him for being old, but it was more his like the things he would say rather than like I actually think this person is old. It was just like he's being an old man.
It's
like,
the same thing that we would make fun of Rachel for it if she said those things, because it's just an old thing to say. It's not because he was old. But I mean, I think it's just something that has to come with getting older. Like, I remember being in college and thinking that some people that I knew that were 27 were like very, very old. And now 27 is like a child to me. If someone's like, I'm 27, I'm like, no, you're 5.
Yeah, when I was 18, I worked at Glick's. If anyone remembers Glick's.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And my boss was 24, a lady.
Mm-hmm.
And she liked to flirt with me. And one day I said to her, ma'am, because I just thought this is like completely inappropriate what's happening right now.
I mean, it kind of was.
This could be someone's grandmother. I mean, it was.
If you were a teenager, it's like she should leave you alone.
Yeah, if you were like 15, there actually was something kind of wrong with it.
Our buddy Julie Lally's on the stream. She says, you must have ESP. We are announcing 3 Dog Night coming to the factory in August. Well, there you go.
There you go. Joy to the world.
Joy to the world. What else? Andrew, you had a big weekend.
I did have a big weekend.
Won a major award.
Mm-hmm. I won the award for horniest presentation.
Well done.
At a PowerPoint party over the weekend, which is not one that I knew there would be an award for. But when I showed up and they had the trophies laid out and one of them was for horniest, I was like,
oh, I got this locked up. Are PowerPoint parties a thing?
Yeah. It's a newer thing. It's something that people have been doing for the last 15 years-ish. And the idea is, like, you get together, you make a presentation about something that you're passionate about or that you think would be funny or informative in some way, and then you like, the most informative award was won by a Webster University professor who talked about whales.
Can't compete with that.
No, I knew I wasn't going to be getting that one. I did come in second for most entertaining also, which I felt good about.
Yeah,
I felt better about that than the horny one.
Were there any PowerPoints where you're like, this is boring and I can't wait for this to be over?
There was one that I did not think was very good, but that was only because the person who did it very openly was like, I put very little effort and thought into this, and I did it like 3 hours before coming to this.
Austin wants to know what your topic was. Can you explain it like you did at lunch?
Yes. Okay. So obviously we cannot show this in anywhere. We're not going to post it or anything like that because it is far too graphic. But my idea that I had from the very beginning, and I very bullheadedly went along with, despite my wife begging me not to, and a couple other people in my life saying, you maybe shouldn't do this.
You're like Trump and Melania.
Mm-hmm. She was like, please don't do it. And I was like, you can't control me, Melania. Which I imagine is what Donald
I'm going to make it even hornier now. It was horny before.
It was, I wanted to do a very dry and informative presentation about a topic that was like relevant and important to the world. I ended up doing it about a species of rhinoceros that's about to go extinct. But then on each of the slides, taking up about half or all of the slide, was like the most disgusting graphic cartoon pornography I could find on the internet. So like from those famous, Rule 34 sites or whatever, which is an old joke. It's from an old joke about the list of rules on the internet, and 34 is if something exists, then there's going to be pornography of it on the internet. So I wanted to put that to the test.
I didn't know about Rule 34.
Yeah, now everybody does.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to put that to the test and see just how like upsetting I could get and see if people would either. I thought it was very funny.
Great for a party.
Well, I thought it was very funny, and I was like, people are either going to think this is really funny or they're going to hate it. But as long as I think it's funny and I'm proud of it, that's kind of all I need.
Was anyone offended?
Nobody was offended. There was
even the Webster professor.
No, he loved it. He voted for it to be the best. But the person who was sitting right in front of me is a very sweet young woman. And we had a note card that we were supposed to write notes on each presentation so that we could do voting later. And under the notes for mine, she just wrote the word O. O-H. Like,
yeah.
Oh, okay. So I pretended to not acknowledge the disgusting, horrifying pictures, and then I kind of leaned in and was like, all right, I don't know how to get the pictures off. They were already down there when I started using this template.
So you were doing a bit?
Yeah, I was doing a bit. Yeah, and it was a big hit, and people really enjoyed it. And I think I pulled it off.
It's a good feeling when a bit lands.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and I really didn't think it was going to. And
that's very brave. I don't think I would be that brave.
I went second to last, and I was terrified because everybody else's was so, except for that one that like the person didn't put any effort into it, and it was full of like misspellings and stuff. Everybody else's was so unbelievably good and well made and well put together. And I was just terrified. Like, the more
this
people
could go really bad.
Yeah, I went after 19 people who just absolutely killed it, and I'm just going, oh no.
Funny.
Like to the point where I turned to Megan, and I said, I'm starting to get a little nervous about this. And Megan, who I thought would, my wife support me, I thought she'd be like, no, it's gonna be great. You did a great job. She goes, yeah, me too.
She knows you.
Also, it went very well, and I won.
We have a running joke about Andrew having a special relationship with rodents, and Rach and I witnessed it today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he said hi to a little mouse on the street.
I think the mouse said hi back.
We were walking down the sidewalk, and Andrew's like, "Oh, a mouse!" I'm like, "Okay." He just spotted it.
Did you guys see it?
No, we didn't. That's what I was saying on Friday.
I saw it.
Okay.
Did you see the little cutie?
I saw it, yeah.
Well, after Andrew pointed it out, obviously.
Oh, I wouldn't have clocked it, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not in tune.
I'm like a bird of prey. I can spot a mouse from a mile.
You're like, hey, Larry.
Yeah, I was like, hello. And the little mouse was like, meep, meep, meep. He was cute.
Rach, how was your weekend?
It was nice. Nice weather. Nice weather we're having. I mean, not right now, but what is that noise?
Are you guys hearing this sound?
Is it like a bump?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a very loud bump.
It's coming from like right here, and it sort of sounds like someone is trying to tunnel up through the floor.
Yeah.
Like
That's
escaping
awesome.
from prison
What
or
are they
something?
teaching those kids downstairs at that daycare? They have them building IKEA furniture or something.
That's where all the Wayfair furniture comes from.
You know what I found a love of this weekend? So Massachusetts Street, is like the big drag at KU. And we were waiting for our table at brunch, and I saw a papery. You familiar with the papery?
Like a stationery store?
Yeah, stationery and notebooks. And, I live for notebooks. So I went in there, and like 20 minutes later, I'm still shopping around. Yeah.
If you are on the stream, let us know if you can hear the extremely loud bump. Because
Right.
I'm
Let's be quiet
concerned
for a
that's
second.
going off the air. Going out on the air.
Shh, let's hear. Was that them?
Yes.
That's weird. I don't think we can do the show.
I think it's prohibitive.
Yeah, I think we should get the hell out of here.
Well, we tried.
Tell you guys about Michael's Baths, and I know if you listen consistently, not only do you know about Michael's Baths, but you know about all of my live endorsements. But just remember that a lot of live endorsements is a sign of a healthy show. So we're not going anywhere as long as I keep telling you guys about Michael's Baths and Skip Weber and stuff like that. So Mike is in direct competition with national companies like Bathfitter and 3 Day Kitchen and Bath, who are also advertisers on the station. Nothing bad to say about them. Good people. But running a national office, a regional office of a national company, is nothing like owning it yourself and being local. You're not in control of your advertising budget, which you have to kick in for advertising in New Jersey and California. Mike doesn't have that. He just has me. So he can do the job for a whole lot less. He has better products, all made in the USA. In fact, right now he's introducing a new premium wall, perfect for people who want the look of stone without the upkeep. He'll bring all the products to your home. Even the other guys show you that. For a limited time, you can get a free range shower head, or you can upgrade with safety features if that's more important to you, like grab bars or a built-in seat. He only does bathrooms. That's all he does. Hires his own people, trains his own people. Everyone from the DGS who have done a bathroom with Michael that I've talked to have been super, super happy with him. And he's about 30 to 50% less than the aforementioned company. So really get a couple bids, but I think you're going to go with Mike, and I think you're going to really love him. 636-775-0800 or michaelsbaths.com.
Looking for a great real estate agent? Someone who can help you sell your home fast and for top dollar? Go to ready.com, REDY.com. Because on Ready, agents will pay you just for the opportunity to sell your home. Yeah, on Ready, agents will pay you for your listing. Thousands of dollars up front just for a chance to sell your home. And it's easy. Just go to ready.com, enter your address, and when you want to sell. In just 48 hours, the best local agents are competing on Ready to be your agent with cash offers up front just to win your business. Hey, your listing is valuable. Don't give it away. Make those agents earn it. Get paid to pick your real estate agent. Go to ready.com or call 888-525-REDY. 888-525-READY.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
Trust is earned. That's why I've stuck with Straight Talk. Same price since 2009 on Verizon's 5G network. Cause shoot, anyone can make a promise. Keeping it for years, that means something.
Now plans starting at $25 a month with 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Same price claim applies only to the base monthly price of our $45 plan from October 2009 to present.
And Doug.
There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means playing in a football game.
Boom! 42! You're going down, Doug!
Oh, yeah? Your price on car insurance when you customize and save is going down.
Hey!
Limu? What are you doing on their team? Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Presented by Worldwide Technology, the Biz-5K is back. Produced by the St. Louis Sports Commission, a high-energy corporate race in St. Louis's healthiest happy hour. Thursday, May 7th at Energizer Park. Register your team at stlbiz-.com.
SNL Coin. We buy gold and silver coins, silver and gold jewelry. Also buying gold-filled and silver plates. Before you sell, call SNL. 314-544-3600. 314-544-3600. SNL Coin.
100 years of service and still at your service. KMOX.
Welcome back, DGS 122. Well, I'm very, very special. So, Maureen and Phoebe and I are taking a trip out to California for some stuff for Phoebe over Memorial Day, basically, and we're going to be near Dave Murray, and Dave's been helping us out with places to stay and weather forecasts, and he just texted me while we were on the first segment and invited us all to Casa Murray for lunch.
Fun.
That's unreal.
It's crazy that I'm friends with Dave Murray. It's still like we've been together 25 years now, good friends, but it's still weird to me.
I wonder what he's going to serve at lunch. Probably like a seafood on the grill.
Hope no one breaks their elbow.
Yeah, me too.
I should do that just for the joke. Just fall down and crack my elbow. Like it's the house.
Dave Murray's like, I'm not dealing with this today. I can't do this with you, Glove.
I have a ruling. for anyone, and there'll be a lot of people out there, hopefully someone on the stream, who has driven Highway 70 anywhere between Wentzville and Kansas City, dude, it's terrible. Like, I think we're going to have MoDOT on tomorrow. And look, I have mad respect for people who can do things like I can't do. So engineering and building roads, I don't know the hell I'm talking about, but I'll tell you this. They have these concrete walls about 4 feet high that are literally, because I have videos of it, literally on the yellow line that demarcates your lane. And then sometimes they have one on the other side, which is a real mind F. But even the way it was yesterday, and it's most of the way from just across the entire state of Missouri on Highway 70, and I know they're fixing it. I get it. You got to break eggs and make an omelet. I get it. But I'm a pretty good driver. I'm a pretty laid-back driver. I don't get too freaked out about anything. And my butt was clenched the whole way because it was a windy day and the big rigs are kind of swinging over. Yeah. And then there are these things where you're going down one lane and then there's just a big, giant cement thing right in front of you and it splits off into two. And you're like, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Is this going to take me somewhere different? Anyway, I think it's really, really dangerous.
Sounds nerve-wracking.
It's terribly nerve-wracking. And yesterday was like almost an ideal day, sunny, dry. But if it were nighttime and raining, damn, brother.
Beth had a very similar experience from the newsroom.
Oh, I need to talk to her about it.
Just like last week, she drove to Kansas City and had a very similar thing.
Hey, Dave Hines says I'm coming to his house while I'm out there, too. I'd love to hook up with Dave.
All the Daves.
I mean, sexually.
Just just couch hopping.
Yeah. Stay on my buddy's couch. Girls don't see me for 3 days. I'm on a bender with the Daves.
Yeah, the MoDOT thing puts a lot of faith in the drivers, right? Which, like, I don't put a lot of faith in the average driver. You are depending on the average driver to be paying attention the whole time they're driving.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm going to say I'm 99% of the time I am on it. I might skip a song on my phone or what have you. But I do well in those situations because I am focused. But what about the people who are not worried about it? And who are...
it already affected the Glovers about 3 months ago. Fee was heading back to school, and she was only about 10 miles out from the 40-70 exchange. And a girl going to Mizzou rear-ended her and said, I was so scared of these walls, I wasn't paying attention. And just rear-ended her.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. So we'll see what MoDOT has to say about that. I'm sure they'll have some sort of explanation.
I was, this is completely different, but it involves roads. I was crossing the street here. I was crossing Tucker the other day. And I was doing the thing where, like, a car was trying to turn. So I, like, went behind the car. And as I did that, I tripped a little bit. I walked on one of those reflectors they have in the middle of the road. They are so much less flexible than you think they are. Because I always just think of them as like, they're like jelly because your tire goes over them so effortlessly. No, not when you're walking. You can trip. And I did trip. Thought that was kind of neat. I said I should talk about that on the radio.
You should turn that into a screenplay.
Are going to go crazy for this.
Make it a musical.
So not to give away the whole plot of my first novel.
And then what happened?
Mitch is having this issue. I have to white knuckle drive, and I'm so scared every time I'm on 70.
Oh, there you go, Mitch. Good. And he wants me to take him with me to California to meet Dave Murray.
I was about to say, don't let Mitch find out you're going to hang out
That might be worth the joke. Just, Mitch, join the Glovers. You can be Mitch Glover.
Yes, I'm sure Phoebe will be like, oh.
Phoebe, Mitch, Phoebe.
Phoebe, here's your new little brother. His name is Mitch.
He's adopted.
I met him on the internet.
His name is Mitch. I don't think he has a last name.
Some stuff went down 18 years ago, and I'm just letting you know. Tell you guys about my friend Dr. Matt Bays at Bays Sports Medicine. As I always say, he's in a niche business. So he's missing out on a lot of business as a doctor because people go to him with colds and flus and things like that. He's also not a surgeon, but he's a sports medicine doctor. Really, really good. I've been to him. Phoebe's been to him. He did about 10 years of regenerative medicine, which are the stem cell injections. He's a big believer in that. He has good reason to. He's taken care of thousands and thousands of patients. I've seen him administer the stem cell injections to about a dozen people, and I talked to those people, kind of interviewed them while they were doing it. None of them seemed to be in a great deal of pain. They tolerated it very well, but that's not all he does. So if you or someone in your family is injured and it's one of those tweener injuries, like, I don't know if this is go to a surgeon or maybe the ER, go see Matt. He'll know exactly what to do. If you have a chronic pain, maybe it's from an injury, maybe it's I don't know. My back just won't stop hurting. My hips, every time I sit down for longer than 10 minutes, that's what you go for. 636-735-3003 or Bays, which is BAYES, BaysSportsMed.com.
This time check is brought to you by Paramount Men's Medical Center.
It's certainly feeling like spring this afternoon. 81 for the high. This will be the warmest of the week. Partly sunny skies, but we'll keep an eye out for a couple of showers, couple of thunderstorms. And it's kind of windy from the south. Tonight, clouds, a few showers, maybe a rumble of thunder. 60 degrees. Tuesday, periods of showers and thunderstorms. Kind of scattered variety, but around. It's cooler on Tuesday, 65 degrees. Still unsettled Tuesday night at 46, and Wednesday maybe a couple of spot showers, but otherwise partly sunny and a chilly 58. Looks like an early blackberry winter after this afternoon. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Weather is sponsored by Financial and Tax Strategies.
If your retirement plan is mostly what if and a little fingers crossed, you deserve better answers than that. Check out Wealth and Wisdom Saturdays at 7 a.m. here on KMOX. I'm Gary Goldberg. Call 800-966-1690.
The thing that you need in the morning, when you first wake up.
Total Information AM.
I like to be informed with the news and like to know, like in the mornings, I like to know what's going on.
Debbie Monterey, Megan Lynch, Tom Ackerman.
It's always smart to know what's going on.
Your morning news and information.
The national and local news.
Weather.
Sports.
I like the traffic reports.
Total Information AM.
I listen to it in the mornings, so it really gets me going.
Total Information AM. Weekdays 5 to 9 on the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Kick back and relax this summer when you shop at Menards. Your summer oasis is calling, and Menards is here to help. From outdoor furniture to patio accessories to grills and summer essentials, Menards has everything you need to make your summer dreams a reality. Don't wait. Hurry into your local Menards and see and feel the furniture for yourself. Save big money on everything you need to create your backyard oasis today.
Save big money at Menards.
I'm fixing to tell you something that the insurance industry does not want you to ever hear. Bullies often delay and deny. I see them sitting on premiums paid and making money and dragging it out for as long as they can. Many times, we're forced to take them to court. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Their high-paid lobbyists are on a mission to make sure that at trial, jurors are not allowed to learn that the at-fault party has insurance, and in some cases, lots of it. I can think of no case in all my years where there was no insurance for the at-fault party. So let's fight back. It's all these bullies understand. Tell everybody you know the truth. If you've been injured in a car crash or hurt at a store or business, visit forthepeople.com. We're here 24/7. It's that easy. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Mother's Day, celebrate her with something truly special. At P.F. Chang's, enjoy a 5-course celebration experience starting at just $89.99. Featuring premium entrees like New York prime strip steak tataki, oolong Chilean sea bass, and lobster and prawn fried rice, plus the bold signature flavors she loves. It's more than a meal. It's a celebration made just for her. Reserve your table now and make Mother's Day unforgettable. Only at P.F. Chang's.
Available when you dine in for a limited time only at participating locations. Offer may vary.
Get inside your Redbirds and the 2026 season every Tuesday at noon. It's All Access with Cardinals manager Ollie Marmol on your voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. Going to be talking to attorney Brad Young here momentarily. Right now, we're going to go to Michael Calhoun from the newsroom. I think we have some weather coming in.
Well, we've got storms in the area, of course, but that was the reason they canceled the scheduled test of the tornado sirens today. I understand you've been hearing, too. We've been hearing in the newsroom, people on social media posting that they've heard tornado sirens go off. I just got off the phone with the National Weather Service. They say there are no warnings of any kind, and that they are only getting these reports from St. Louis City, not from maybe in St. Louis County along the border, not St. Charles County. And so our next phone call is to St. Louis City, but I felt like I should come in here.
Yes.
People are freaked out by hearing the sirens. There are no tornado warnings. That is, something is up with the city's system.
Okay. Thank you, Michael. We will keep you guys updated on that. Attorney Brad Young joins us. Hello, Brad.
Hey, Dave.
Remember that tune by Jay Ferguson, Shakedown Cruise, when we were kids?
I do. In fact, I was playing air drums while I was waiting. While I was waiting to come on, I was air drumming to that. Great tune.
That's a jam, huh?
Oh yeah.
Let's see. What are we going to talk about here? Let's talk. Where do you want to start? You want to start with Comey? You want to, wherever you want to go.
Well, the other thing that Andrew had mentioned was talking about some more about this new case last week, decision for the Supreme Court regarding racial gerrymandering.
Sure.
Gerrymandering.
Yeah.
And I kind of hinted about this last week, but I'm a little torn. You don't hear me being torn between positions very often, but I am torn on this. And the reason being is that there's no question that these racial districts discriminated against other people. There's no question that they did. And in fact, as far back as 2003, Sandra Day O'Connor acknowledged that we're racially discriminating by upholding these minority districts. And it seems like that we can't do this forever. And perhaps 25 years from now would be a good cutoff. Well, it's ironic. That was in 2003. And here we are in 2026. We're 23 years, if my math is right, from that decision from Sandra Day O'Connor. And then on the flip side, the other part of me says, well, how are you ever going to prove racial discrimination in how these districts are drawn? It's virtually impossible to prove that. So that's the reason why I'm kind of stuck in the middle. And if you ask me to pick one side or the other, I'm always against discrimination. And these districts were legally sanctioned discrimination that's now going to be coming to an end. I'd have to fall on that side, but only reluctantly.
So, Brad, isn't this one of those sort of short-sighted things that, eventually the Democrats are going to be in control of the government again? And won't they do the same thing that the GOP is trying to do now?
Well, yeah, that's true in every state. But what's interesting, though, here's the distinction, Dave, that I think is very interesting. And let me put this in context. The courts, federal courts, have always said, we're not going to get into a spitting contest over gerrymandering based upon politics. Mm-hmm. Okay, so if you want to draw a district that has more Democrats or more Republicans, the courts are saying we're not going to get into that. Yet when you look at I think there's 7 states in America that have no Republican districts of any kind. I tried to count the Republican states that have no Democrats, and it's roughly the same. And yet we know there are large numbers of the opposite party in those states, but that's always been okay. So since African Americans statistically tend to vote primarily Democrat, then really is this just been a way over the last several years to create single Democrat districts in a way that in other contexts, in other areas, politics wise, the federal courts have not allowed that. So yeah, to get to your answer to your question, this though, I don't see that the Democrats are going to change anything, but this is going to allow Democrat states, like it's already happening in California right now, to redraw districts in which used to happen once every 10 years, now apparently can happen all the time. They can do that for the left as well as can be done to the right. So I think that knife cuts both ways.
You know, there are many things I don't understand in life, and this is one of them. The whole districting and gerrymandering and drawing crazy districts that behoove you but not your opponents. Like, that just, it seems like a violation of just kindergarten playground rules.
It really does, and the fact that this problem's never been solved, it's been around. The term gerrymandering, I think, was invented in the early 1800s. So this is obviously an issue that's been around, and you're asking politicians to reform a system that they not only created, but that they perpetuate, right?
Yeah.
The right wants their districts, the left wants their districts. And so it's kind of a thing where the politicians say, we don't want to fix it, right? We like it the way it is. And the people who don't like it are the public. And so the fix is easy. The fix here would be every state would have to create a bipartisan. You draw it up either in squares and in some sort of random fashion that is equally applicable throughout the state. But nobody's going to do that because the politicians themselves don't want to do that.
Yeah, I mean, Brad, just you saying earlier, like, oh, this could cut both ways. I find it so sad that we have to like take that into consideration. The consideration should be what is fair and what falls in line with like the ideals that America was founded on. But it feels like we don't even consider that anymore. It really is just about like, well, what can I get for the team that I'm playing for?
And that's unfortunate, but that's the way it is. That's why originally, Rachel, the framers of the Constitution did not want there to be political parties. George Washington himself was against being a part of any political party, even though in reality he was a part of the Federalists, but he disavowed political parties. And because they knew this was going to happen. And so we're living exactly in what the framers of the Constitution were against because it's factionalism and we're living it. And yet, if you look at like tax code, Rachel, there's so many easy fixes out there that could make the tax code fair and easy. But politicians are never, ever, right or left, they're never going to fix it because having the tax code subject to their application, whoever the R is in power or the D is in power, gives them power. So the politicians themselves are never going to fix our tax code because it would take away their power. The politicians are never going to fix the gerrymandering issue because that would take away their power. And that's the problem in the system.
Go ahead, Rach.
I was just going to say, as someone who doesn't have much power, it must be the most intoxicating thing in the entire world because it seems as though everyone is unable to resist.
Well, look at how many politicians, Rachel, have to be carted out of the Capitol on a casket.
Yeah.
You know, they die in place because they don't ever want to give up that power. And you use the word intoxicating, and I think that's the perfect word.
Well, wasn't it Henry Kissinger said that the greatest aphrodisiac known to man is power?
Well, it is.
Oh, wait, my mom said that.
Well, proof positive, though, is that, listen, Henry Kissinger was as ugly as homemade butter, and yet he had chicks all over the place. And you look at that guy and you go, really, he sounds like Arnold Schwarzenegger, except not as attractive. And yet he was getting dates right and left. He was dating Barbara Walters. He was dating other folks because power is intoxicating.
Let's talk a little bit about spirit. Oh, you know what? I had a question for you, though. Before that, I think it's a more interesting question. Philosophically, besides being terrified of a dishwasher, if the founders were brought back to life now and they saw our democracy, and you can take this anywhere you want, in general, what do you think they would think of what we've done with the Constitution?
I think the first, and this may not be what you were looking for. I think the first and foremost, they would say, I'm shocked that it's still going.
Okay.
All right, because remember, the mindset of the framers was that there was no state democracy, that this was a new concept. It had lived for a short period of time in Greece, but in the grand scheme of history, there were no democracies. The only power was kings, and whoever has the might makes the rules, right? And so I think they would be pleasantly surprised that it lasted as long as it's lasted. And then secondly, I think they would find the dirty politics to be par for the course. That doesn't shock us at all. And then thirdly, I think that they would be shocked by the sheer amount of money, though, that's in politics, because that money would be on a scale that was unimaginable in the mid 1700s. And yet that's how much money is plowed, which to me is an enormous waste of money. I mean, we could feed people, we could build things, we could accomplish things with all the money that gets dumped into politics, the billions of dollars. And yet there it goes. I think they would be negatively shocked by that.
What is the political / legal argument against having federally funded elections where we say, okay, boys, you each get whatever, $100 million? We'd save so much money.
It would. The argument against it is on First Amendment grounds. The court has held multiple times that donating money to a candidate equates to freedom of speech. It's symbolic speech in the same way that burning an American flag is symbolic speech by action. And so the court has held that you can't restrict people from donating money because that is a restriction on free speech.
We're kind of out of time, but I want to get your take on Spirit Airlines. What do you think?
I'm glad. I mean, I'm not glad that anyone is losing their job. I'm glad the government didn't step in and become a part owner of Spirit, because if right now, I read just this week, I'll make it quick. Just this week, the United States passed our debt ratio is 100% of the nation's GDP, and Congress and our government, executive branch and the legislative branch, doesn't need to be running any businesses. They can't run their own business.
Amen, brother.
Hey, Brad, just real quick. Do you know, I'm sorry, I saw a headline about this, but I didn't read the story. Do you know what it was that made the Trump administration reconsider when it came to Spirit?
No, in fact, that I've been looking for that, Rachel. I have not been able to find it. There were some propositions right before the deal fell through, where the government was going to take an equity stake in exchange for a bailout. But then it was the Trump administration that then backed out of that. And we don't know the reason for that yet. I suspect we will know, but we don't know right now.
Okay, thank you.
All right, man, we'll talk to you later this week.
All right, see you guys.
Tell you guys about Stewie and Stewart's American Mortgage. And here's the bottom line. You are going to get the same or better rates, not more. You don't pay more rates with Stewie. It's not that kind of game. Plus, you're going to get no closing costs. He's going to pay your fees. How does that work? Because 99 out of 100 mortgage brokers, banks, anybody, they employ commission salespeople who out there and, beat the bushes and bring in you to get a loan, and they get a good percentage of that, and you pay it, right? So Stewie doesn't do that. He and his son Jordan, great guy, they originate every single loan at Stewart's American Mortgage, which means they save a ton of money by not paying commission salespeople. They take that money and they pay off your fees. So same or better rate, no costs, no fees. You're always going to come out better. And I think this is important. I try to mention this in every live endorsement I do. It's not that the competition can't do it. They could do it. Everyone could do it. They've just all make the decision. No, we're going to take that money. We're going to put it in our bank account. Stewie can do what he wants to do. So whether it's a debt consolidation or refinancing an original mortgage, you're out there shopping for homes, call Stewie, text him. Here's his cell phone number. And it literally is, when I get a text from Stewie, this is the number he texts me on. 314-324-4440, 324-4440. Google the Bagel Loan, NMLS 226715.
On Saturday, May 16th, join KMOX and Grassroots Redeeming Love in commemorating 1 year since the historic EF3 tornado that devastated North St. Louis with a short morning of service. Volunteers will meet in the Kingsway East neighborhood from 9 to 11 to help clear tree limbs and trash. If interested in RSVPing for the cleanup or interested in donating to the effort, go to KMOX.com/events for more information.
Looking for a career change? Well, the Gelman team with eXp Realty is hiring. Their unmatched blueprint to success, real support, and proven systems help agents take their business to the next level. Level up your future and earning potential. Take the first step at thegelmanteam.com.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
Mizzou football will be here before you know it. Join us for the 100th anniversary of Memorial Stadium with season tickets. Join the season ticket waitlist at mutigers.com/FB waitlist and get ready to lock in tickets for 2026. The home schedule is highlighted by games against Florida, Texas A&M, Texas, Kentucky, and Oklahoma. Don't wait to reserve your spot. Join the waitlist at mutigers.com/FB waitlist. MIZ.
This is Congressman Bob Onder. Americans demanded border security, and House Republicans delivered. According to the Department of Homeland Security, for 10 consecutive months, U.S. Customs and Border Protection has reported 0 illegal aliens released at the border. I'm proud to have worked with the Trump administration to secure our southern border and uphold our immigration laws, and will keep fighting to advance strong policies that protect Missourians and keep America safe.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Your bathroom should feel less routine and more daily escape. At Michael's Baths, they can transform ordinary bathrooms into a beautiful, comfortable space for homeowners across St. Louis and surrounding areas. And now they're introducing new premium walls. If you love the look of stone without the upkeep, you're going to love this. Sleek, durable, designed to elevate your space. For a limited time, enjoy a free rain shower head or upgrade with safety features like grab bars or a built-in seat. Call Michael's Baths today and schedule a free consultation. 636-775-0800.
Not a big Santana fan, but this has always been my favorite Santana song. And I put it on my playlist last night. I didn't realize that this lead singer passed away yesterday.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Yeah. Weird, right?
Yeah.
Weird little coincidences. Hancock and Kelly are in the green room. They're going to be in here for about a half an hour from 2 to 2:30. They have a new series coming out, which I'm really excited about. It's like a history buff and a St. Louis buff. And we're going to talk to them about that. I'm sure along the way we'll talk about local politics and national politics. It's always fun to have the boys on. You know how we'll spend some time on the show talking about, the problem with the world today? Everyone's a troll.
Mm-hmm.
So I just read an article in an archaeological magazine that I subscribe to. Total lie. And it was talking about they found these messages on papyrus in old Roman bathhouses, and all of them, there are like 100 of them, all of them were curses. They were like calling for punishments, like I hereby call upon, Zeus or whatever to strike down Andrew Stoles and blah, 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 blah.
Ooh, I hope not.
That's all they had. They're just like putting curses on each other.
Yeah, I think sometimes we fall into this trap of being like, people in the past were just better. They didn't have time for all these petty little disagreements. And it's like, no, they just didn't have Twitter.
Yeah, Aaron Burr.
Yeah, exactly. If they would have had Twitter back then, it would have been lit.
Yeah.
But they didn't, so they would like carve things into stone. Takes a little longer, so maybe you were a little more choosy with the crap you were talking, but
you guys,
the crap was being talked.
You guys, I know why Wheeler's off. He's not. He's faking
He's
sick.
getting ready for the Met Gala.
It's May the 4th.
Oh, he's watching Star Wars.
He and Carl Middleman are out clubbing.
He's rolling around going beep beep boop boop. I'm R2D2.
He's dressing up as Darth Vader for the Met Gala.
What did Carl say to me that one time? I'm like,
I'm baby
Grogu.
Well, he said I'm baby Grogu, and you went back to the office with Rach and said, What the hell is Baby Gorko?
Oh man, what a classic! He was just standing inside the doorway when I walked in.
He had his zip up hood.
Yeah.
To make him with the appearance of Baby Grogu.
Yeah, I said, "Hey, what's up, Yoda?" And he's like,
I'm Baby Grogu.
I'm Baby Grogu. And then you walked all the way back to the office with Rachel. You went, "The hell is Baby Gorko?"
"Oh man, I love me some Carl Middleman." Here's the least sexy thing I'm ever going to say on this show.
Baby Gorko?
This morning, I figured out that I bit my lip when I was in Kansas, but I also get cold sores, and I have something on the inside of my lip. And so as soon as I got to work, I went to the mirror. I try not to look in the mirror. I really do. And I flip my lip upright to look at it. So I'm already checking out a cold sore. And I wore my readers, which I would never look in the mirror with readers other than that. And my whole head, which is basically like a big fist. Like I shaved my head, obviously, and I, shaved my beard. And I have hundreds of rogue hairs just coming out of everywhere. I kind of blame you guys for not telling me.
Is it the magnification allowed you to?
Yeah, it was so like.
Well, we're not wearing magnifying glasses. No, we can't see them.
What are you using these days to take care of all of that? Do we need to get you a new buzzer or something?
No, I get a new buzzer ridiculously often, probably every 3 or 4 months.
Oh, wow.
I know, because I use them every day. But yeah, I got a good one. But I think I'm just lazy. I'm just like...
You should just start using Nair. Just nair your whole head.
Waxing your whole head.
Have you naired?
Yeah, from time to time, but it's not my preferred method of getting rid of hair.
Nair was everything when I was a kid. It was all over the place.
So Nair is not wax. Nair burns the hair off of you.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's the burn one.
Well, you just called it wax.
Yeah, when I was a kid, just getting into my horny years, they had like a commercial with ladies in short shorts, and they had a little song, "We Wear Short Shorts," and got my attention.
Sponsored by Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty 314-325-6888.
Need to sell your home and you want the most money? The name to remember is Gloria Lou. Yes, Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty at 314-325-6888 and start packing.
Why do the national tax resolution firms need the tiny fine print at the bottom of all their TV ads? Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm. You don't hear fast-talking disclaimers in our ads because the claims we make are 100% transparent. The Lance Drury Law Firm primarily focuses on one thing, IRS problems, and we're regulated by the Bar Association, and we have a AAA rating with the Better Business Bureau. IRS issues are serious legal issues. The Lance Drury Law Firm has helped thousands of clients navigate the best resolution plans, and we tell you up front exactly how much it'll cost. Tax resolution law is all we do. So before you send money to some out-of-town, high-pressure salesperson, give us a call at the Lance Drury Law Firm, located right here in St. Louis. Call today to schedule your free consultation with me, 314-260-6120, or visit LanceDruryLaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Why would life-saving care require a membership? In a real emergency, are you reaching for your wallet or your phone to call 911? And what if the member helicopter isn't the closest one? What if they don't carry blood on board? What if those differences matter? They do. Arch Air Medical Service is proud to serve Effingham and surrounding communities with life-saving air medical care. Our highly trained crews deliver advanced medicine in the air because when seconds count, capability matters more than a card in your wallet. Plus, we're part of Air Methods, the nation's largest air medical provider. Worried about cost? Here's the truth. The No Surprises Act protects patients with private insurance from unexpected out-of-network air ambulance bills. You'll only pay your in-network copay, coinsurance, or deductible. If you have Medicare or Medicaid Medicaid, similar protections apply. Providers cannot bill beyond those limits. That means no Air Medical membership is needed. Learn more at airmethods.com. Copays, coinsurance, and deductibles are set by insurance providers, not Air Methods. Terms and costs may vary. Contact your insurer for details.
Celebrate Cinco de Mayo with Easy Cater, the best way to order great food from favorite restaurants for all your festivities. From April 27th through May 5th, every order placed earns you 1,000 bonus rewards points. From traditional favorites like enchiladas and mole to festive options like a build-your-own taco bar, even breakfast. Chilaquiles, anyone? Easy Cater makes food for Cinco de Mayo a cinch. Order now at easycater.com and get 1,000 bonus points on every order with promo code Cinco de Mayo 26. Restrictions apply. See offer details.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
If you suffer from burning, tingling, or numb feet, pay special attention as we discuss neuropathy with Dr. Patton, D.C. Doctor, what is neuropathy?
Peripheral neuropathy is nerve damage to the feet and legs.
What are the symptoms?
The symptoms are numbness, burning, tingling, pain, and loss of balance.
Is neuropathy treatable?
It's absolutely treatable, and we have amazing results.
If you have burning, tingling, numbness, coldness in your feet or hands or balance issues, call us at Comprehensive Integrated Health today for a nerve damage screening. The screening will tell if you're at risk for serious complications and if you're a candidate for our cutting-edge treatment program. Don't wait until your symptoms are so severe nothing can be done. End-stage neuropathy leaves people confined to walkers, wheelchairs, and even amputations. The first 10 callers will receive a free nerve damage screening. Call 636-355-8662. 636-355-8662 for your free nerve damage screening. 636-355-8662.
News, talk, cards. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 2 o'clock, we've got rain. It is 73 degrees. The feels like is 67 downtown at the Arch. You may have heard tornado sirens sounding in the city of St. Louis and parts of South County near the city line. KMOX has talked with meteorologists at the National Weather Service, and there are no severe warnings in our area. In fact, the scheduled 11 a.m. siren tests are canceled today because of the rainy weather. These reports of sirens sounding came in at about 1:30, but there are no warnings, and these storms moving through are not severe. KMOX has left messages for city officials to find out what happened. We have not heard back yet. A 20-year-old man is dead following an argument near Busch Stadium. Police spokesman Mitch McCoy says officers got a call about 2:45 in the morning and found the victim, who was suffering from a stab wound and later died on the scene. McCoy says the initial investigation reveals the stabbing happened after an argument between 2 third-party cleaning contractors.
It has nothing to do with the Cardinals, and it has nothing to do with Busch Stadium itself, other than they were third-party contractors working for the stadium doing overnight stuff.
A person of interest has been taken into custody. It's not a new problem, people not receiving mail for days at a time. KMOX first reported on this problem nearly a year ago, and yet USPS mail deliveries seem to be getting worse.
KMOX has interviewed the local president of the Letter Carriers Union and the national president. One of the major contributing factors to the mail not being delivered, they say, elimination of mail routes. Now, Congressman Wesley Bell has bipartisan legislation that holds the USPS accountable.
By requiring a report to Congress, this report would include the Office of the Inspector General's list of specific recommendations for improved service, including everything from staffing shortfalls to driver vacancies to breakdowns in how delayed mail gets tracked and reported.
Bell says there will be workforce reporting to Congress so they can see how staffing and conditions at St. Louis postal facilities may be part of the problem.
And St. Louis delivery performance will be benchmarked against similarly sized regions and the national average.
Maria Kina, KMOX News.
There's a critical need for St. Louis police officers, so a unique hiring blitz will take place tomorrow.
Candidates can apply, test, and interview all in the same day at the Police Academy on Tucker Boulevard. This has never been done before
before. It starts at 8, and this one-day hiring blitz will work to fill a critical officer shortage. The department has lost several hundred officers over the past few years and is now down to 843. Starting salary is just over $56,000. Beth Coughlin, KMOX News.
U.S. Central Command says forces have destroyed 6 Iranian boats and shot down missiles and drones fired at U.S. Navy and commercial vessels by Tehran's troops. CBS News White House reporter Aaron Navarro.
Iran had used cruise missiles, drones, and small boats to try and disrupt the mission of Project Freedom of escorting ships that have been stranded in the Strait of Hormuz from countries that were not involved in this war that President Trump announced began today.
The Dow from Stifel right now is down 574 points to 48,924.
It's certainly feeling like spring this afternoon. 81 for the high. This will be the warmest of the week. Partly sunny skies, but we'll keep an eye out for a couple of showers, couple of thunderstorms. And it's kind of windy from the south. Tonight, clouds, a few showers, maybe a rumble of thunder. 60 degrees. Tuesday, periods of showers and thunderstorms. Kind of scattered variety, but around. It's cooler on Tuesday, 65 degrees. Still unsettled Tuesday night at 46, and Wednesday maybe a couple of spot showers, but otherwise partly sunny and a chilly 58. Looks like an early blackberry winter after this afternoon. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
We've got non-severe storms. Again, non-severe storms across the region. It is 73, feels like 67 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
What's this one, Rach?
Strung Out, Steve Perry.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, the intro is
That's
so
okay.
self-indulgent.
No, yeah, Steve, just play the damn song.
Yeah, just play the song. I don't like when people do their music videos like this.
It's a great song.
Here, let's just skip ahead. How about that?
There you go.
Oh, it sounds so good.
Better. Welcome back, guys. DGS 205. The boys are in town. Hancock and Kelly, good to see you.
Hey.
You two.
Yes, what do we do now?
I just like...
They're kind of dressed like they're coordinated today, aren't they?
Yeah. Like you're on a cruise together.
I'm surprised you're pulling the pink off there, pal.
Yeah, buddy.
Impressive.
I've got a wife.
Yeah. She picked that out?
She did.
Uh-huh. I don't think I've ever seen that shirt before.
Did she pick it out for her, but it didn't fit? So
No. Oh, man, I tell you what, I'm so proud of Georgianne. Wow. She's hot.
Well, of course.
I mean, she's hot.
Well, she's always been hot, right?
Yeah, but she's really hot.
I don't think I've met Georgianne.
Oh, really?
I don't think I ever have.
You had to have.
I don't think so.
Out of my party, maybe? No.
We have lots of mutual friends,
so.
Vanessa and stuff, but I don't think we've ever met.
Well, we got to fix that.
I have to see how hot she is.
I know it.
My first impression of John before I met him was like, we had moved to this building, so I knew like KMOX. I'm like, okay, Hancock and Kelly, but I had never met you guys. During COVID was your anniversary with Georgianne, and you made her the very nice dinner.
Oh, yeah.
And I saw that on Twitter. I'm like, oh, my gosh, this is incredible.
I don't think you know this. I didn't used to like John Hancock.
Is that right?
Me neither.
When I first met you, we're at some big event, and you must have been doing security or something. And you were like talking into your sleeve. Do you remember this?
No.
Maybe it wasn't you. But I'm like, who's that guy? And someone goes, oh, it's John Hancock. I'm like, God, he's pretty self-important, isn't he?
Yeah.
Talking into his sleeve and everything.
Talking into my sleeve.
Yeah. Huh. Who knows who I disliked then? Could have been anybody.
It could have been. Yeah. I mean, I could have been talking into my sleeve, I suppose.
Usually talking to the wall.
Yeah, right.
So you guys have a new project.
Yes.
And I am legitimately excited by this. It's right in my wheelhouse. So take it away. Tell us about it.
So it's called America 250. It's going to be 13 episodes. It started this Sunday, and it's going through the history of America and some St. Louis, some sports, some music and some other stuff's interwoven in there. This past week we did the American Revolution, correct?
We did.
And this Sunday is what?
This Sunday is going to be governing the new nation. Talk about the Articles of Confederation that didn't work and the Constitution that did.
And I must confess to you, Dave, and this won't surprise you, but John Hancock has done all the work
Is he
on
doing
this.
the heavy lifting?
Oh, my gosh. All I've done is shown up and asked like 6 questions. But my guy here, he's working for an Edward R. Murrow award.
I
deserves
love
it.
history. I love history.
Yeah.
And so, and
Going
I love
all the way
American
back?
history.
Like, did you love it in school?
Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah. I've always been fascinated by it. And so, yeah, we've got some interesting little programs that we'll be doing. Doing one on Ulysses Grant and Robert E. Lee.
Yeah.
In the Battle of Gettysburg.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Probably the seminal moment in the Civil War.
When I was first dating Maureen, we were at the Galleria, and there was a Civil War display.
Yeah.
And I said to her, I'm a pretty big Civil War buff. And what she heard was, I'm a pretty big Civil War reenactor. And after a couple months, she's like, so when do you do the reenacting? I'm like, what the hell are you talking about?
Would you be blue or gray?
Gosh, good question. Blue is, I'm more of a blue rooter.
Yes.
But gray's more interesting.
Yeah, right.
In many ways.
Yeah. I had a client one time who's running for Congress. And you do the inoculation, paper on everything. He was a business owner. And one of the questions, we go through this whole screening questions, do you have any hobbies? And he says, I'm a war reenactor. I said, oh, okay. Didn't think anything of it until he showed up on CNN wearing a Nazi SS uniform.
Oh,
Did a
my.
photograph.
Rap.
Sunk the campaign. It did.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh,
Damn.
my.
Yeah.
Art, anytime somebody dresses up in costumes for fun and it's not Halloween or a movie, aren't you a little apprehensive of that person regardless?
Little sus. Now, I've heard that the Civil War was the absolute crossroads of our ability to inflict the most damage with weapons and yet our inability to care for people medically.
Yeah.
And so it was one of the most miserable, painful wars.
Yeah. I mean, the amount of lives lost in the Civil War is just almost unthinkable.
Like they didn't have painkillers, right?
No.
Or anesthetic, so they're just like cutting people's arms off and bite on this leather.
That's
And
where the phrase "bite the bullet" comes from.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because they literally bit a bullet while they chopped on them.
Wow. Isn't that pleasant?
Which installment are you most excited about?
Man, I don't know. So we did one St. Louis in the 80s, the 1980s. So we did a segment on Whitey Ball, and we did 2 segments with Vince Shamel, who was the mayor of St. Louis in the 1980s, and then a segment with John Ashcroft, who was the governor in the 1980s.
Oh, wow.
That was a fun one.
That's great.
We got another one that's on the arch that I'm particularly excited by because I don't know about you guys. I grew up in St. Charles. So going to downtown St. Louis as a kid, the big marker was who was going to see the arch first, you know? In the street. So you're looking at it, and we've been up there, and to hear the history on how they came up with the idea and the concept of the arch, and they essentially had to level half the city to be able to do the arch. Some of the most historic parts of St. Louis are where that arch is, and hearing how it was a competition for people from around the world, I'm excited about that one. And
the arch is the same age as Johnny and me.
Yeah,
is that right?
That's about right. Yeah.
I can't say that. I've been up there. I've been up in the arch probably twice in my life.
Never been.
Never
You've
been?
never been?
No.
You're afraid of the pods, aren't you?
Claustrophobia.
Did you go look at them and then turn around like a...
No, I've never even attempted it.
You can take the stairs.
Can you?
Yeah.
I might do that.
What'd they say? There's something like
1,076.
Yeah, 1,076 stairs to the top.
It really is. I mean, the fact that we've been building cool stuff for thousands of years, but the fact that not me, but someone did that, in 1965.
Right.
It's crazy.
No computers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is remarkable. Eero Saarinen, the architect, died before the arch was open.
Didn't know that.
Kind of sad. But both he and his father both submitted designs for the competition. They put a blanket between them at the family office, and they had 2 different teams, and they both submitted. And when they got the notice that they were moved on to the next round, it was sent to E. Saarinen, and his father thought it was for him. So they popped the champagne and everybody, and then they find out, no, it was your son that actually moved on. That was a cool story.
That's very cool.
Very.
So Brad Young was on 45 minutes or so ago, and I asked him this question. I'll ask you, pretty, obvious question. But what do you think the founders would think if they could see what we've done with the democracy and the Constitution in 250 years?
They wouldn't believe that it lasted.
That's what he said.
Yeah. There was a lot of, well, remember, the Articles of Confederation were around for 7 years, and they figured, okay, this doesn't work. Let's try this.
And what were those?
So the Articles, basically, it was a confederation. Excuse me. The federal government really didn't have any formal power. So all of these states that were colonies, they're printing their own money. They can't trade with one another, and they couldn't raise an army for the country. It just didn't work.
Yeah.
It was just not workable.
Do you believe that I've always said that I'm a big states' rights guy?
Yeah.
I think I just thought that was something cool to say. I'm not even sure exactly what I mean by that. But, I mean, it seems like that's the way it started. I'm a Virginia man first,
Sure.
Kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah. And that was a sentiment that, really lasted. It wasn't until the Civil War that you really began to see, you see the Supremacy Clause in the Constitution, the 14th Amendment. The Bill of Rights originally didn't apply to the individual states. But, we've kind of found a sweet spot in some regards, because you've got to have enough, the federal government's got to have enough clout that you can enforce actual federal laws and maintain order in society. We had the Whiskey Rebellion under the Articles of Confederation, which was not a good day. And so we're kind of at a sweet spot. Now, I do fear that the federal government has gotten too big and too strong, and I do favor states' rights. And it's both parties now. I mean, you've got the Republican Party now, as its official position, wants the federal government to take over the elections in this country. It's a mistake.
Go ahead, Michael.
I was just going to say, but in practice, even though we've kind of made it sound like the federal government's taken over every aspect of our lives, I'd posit this argument that almost every aspect of our lives is managed and governed by a state. I mean, from the roads you drive on to the laws you live under are primarily driven by the state. Yeah, the federal government is a behemoth, and it has little pieces in it, but day to day we are living under the rules of a state government mostly.
So I know that the power of the executive, especially the Oval Office, has increased over the decades.
Yes.
Donald Trump did not start this, but he's certainly taken it farther. Do you think that we should take action to constrain the office of the president?
Congress. I mean, Congress could do it tomorrow if they wanted to. And there was a period of time over the last several decades where the voters, if you look and follow what they do, generally prefer divided government. They'll vote. We're going to have divided government after this next round of elections.
Why does that happen, by the way? Why does the party in power usually lose in the midterms?
Well, because usually bad stuff happens.
You get pissed.
And your own supporters, once you get power, most of the passion in the electorate is on the outside looking in. And so when the other team's running everything and you're a Democrat like Kelly over here, those folks are enthused, and they're the passion gap is great. Republicans, the folks that like what's happening, they're kind of
Michael, this is literally what you do for a living. How bad do you think it'll be for the GOP come November?
Well, we don't know yet because we're still playing all these gerrymandering games. But regardless of that, I think the Democrats will take both the House and the Senate. Now, John's going to say, well, that's possible, but the Senate's much tougher.
It is.
But I do feel like the inertia of what's going on with this president, we continue to watch historic lows of his numbers, that it's in the right spot. I mean, North Carolina potentially going Democrat, Florida going Democrat from a Senate perspective. Then let's not forget, the Republicans tried to rig the system for President Trump. We kind of started this whole thing down in Texas with gerrymandering. And I'm not sure that they're going to be able to win all those seats that they put in place, because the president's not only in trouble with Democrats, he's in trouble with independents and some what I would call traditional Republicans.
So if the Democrats take the House, which I think is, I think it's very possible.
It's done.
I think there will be an impeachment. If they take the Senate as well, do you think there'll be a conviction?
I can't imagine it. I can't conceive of 60 votes. If they do take the Senate, which is not a gimme by any means.
Yeah.
It's going to be by a seat, or two at the most. But I think the House and this whole gambit with the redrawing the lines, I think could very well blow up in our face. Talking about the Republicans, because they're underwater. You mentioned with independents, they're also president's numbers with Hispanics are really bad, like into the high 20s,
and they were great,
and they were very solid and historically good in 24, and that's all gone. And so these seats they've built in Texas are dependent. They're modeled after the vote performance from 2024 with Hispanic voters. They're not going to get that, and they may end up costing themselves some seats.
Going to take a quick break here. We'll come back with more with Hancock and Kelly. Tell you guys about my friend John Moriarty at E3 Wealth. John is a financial planner and a business coach, and he can talk to you. Like, I'm a W-2 employee, right? And there are only so many things I can do to reduce my taxes and such. And he would help me, and he would help you. But what he really loves to do and what he's really great at is he is a financial planner and business coach for people who own businesses or who are entrepreneurs. Because as I learned for a couple years back when I had an LLC, you can really, really take advantage of a lot of things that W-2 employees could not. And John is just an expert at that. I can vouch for John as a guy. I knew him years before I ever represented him. He's a normal guy, soft-spoken. Don't confuse that for weakness. He's very aggressive when it comes to business, but he is an intellect. He's not like a rager kind of person at all. All you have to do is go to e3wealth.com, give him a call, let him know you heard about him on the DGS. You can go into his office. You can meet him at Spencer's Grill in Kirkwood, spend a half hour with him, see what you think of him. If it's a match, he could do really, really well. He's also great if you want to pass your business down to your kids, or if you want to sell even to a competitor, he does that as well. e3wealth.com.
What's up? It's Draymond Green. I'm back for my 14th NBA season, and my podcast, The Draymond Green Show, is back too. This season, I'm breaking down games, reacting to the biggest NBA stories, and sitting down with teammates, rivals, and culture shapers. And trust me, I'm not holding back, on the court or on the mic. 2 new episodes every week, new segments, big conversations, real basketball talk for the real hoop heads. Listen to and follow The Draymond Green Show wherever you get your podcasts. We're back, we're better, let's get it.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
The NBA playoffs are ongoing, and they've been a lot of fun so far, and FanDuel is giving you better payouts on same-game parlays all NBA playoffs long. With more ways to build and more value every time you play, you can stack your picks your way for every game, every matchup, every moment, from spreads to player points to threes and more. Build it all into same-game parlays and go for bigger payouts. So if you're betting same-game parlays this NBA postseason, you're going to want to do it on FanDuel, an app that is super easy to use. It is secure. It's intuitive. I've been using it for a long time and really enjoy it. More options, better payouts, all NBA playoffs long. Head to FanDuel.com/Missouri to get started. FanDuel, an official partner of the NBA. Play your game. FanDuel.com/Missouri. Must be 21 or over and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Dial # law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Summer's here. Is your backyard ready? If you missed the spring rush, Artistic Decks can still make it happen. From premium wood to maintenance-free composite, get the quality you deserve. Don't wait. Call Artistic Decks today at 314-280-0821.
Still here, still trusted. The voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. 2:23. We had the tornado sirens go off in the city. The newsroom is chasing down why that happened. It wasn't the National Weather Service, so maybe just a glitch, which is unfortunate in the city of St. Louis.
First Monday of the month.
Well, they canceled that.
Oh.
Because we're going to have weather today.
Oh, gotcha.
And so they canceled that so no one would be confused, and they went off at about 1 o'clock.
Okay.
But we'll be chasing that down. Tomorrow night, evening looks like a washout. So we'll be, covering that for you as well. Hancock and Kelly are here with us. They have a new series, America turning 250 years old. So cool. So cool. Rach pointed out that the DGS has been around for 10% of the history of the country.
Yeah,
That's impressive.
That's pretty cool,
That's
right?
very cool.
Very cool.
So Sunday mornings on KMOX has been taken over by Hancock and Kelly. From 8 to 9, you can hear our America 250. At 9 o'clock, they rebroadcast the Hancock and Kelly show from Channel 2.
Beautiful.
And then you got to stick around for sports on a Sunday, which is the most famous show we got, I think.
It's the oldest show we've got.
Is it?
That's a great lineup.
Yeah, right?
I get so mad when I forget to tune in to Tommy for, because I love it.
Yeah.
It is fabulous.
It's a great show.
There's no B-teamers. There's only A-team folks that come on with him. If it's Heim and it's Mr. DeWitt, it's the Blues. It's no B-teamers.
No, I used to consider myself a mover and a shaker until I met Tom Ackerman and Klebs.
Oh, yeah.
Klebs.
That guy.
Then I realized I didn't know anybody.
Well, Klebs knows everybody. He's related to everybody.
Yeah.
Or dated everybody that you're related to.
Yeah.
Well, I was listening to sports on a Sunday morning yesterday, and you're right. Tom has all of the biggest names in St. Louis baseball on all of the time. But yesterday he had a 10-year-old boy named Phil.
Yeah, I heard that.
What an incredible interview.
Yeah,
Phil is amazing. He has a lot of knowledge. But my favorite part is Tom is just so good at what he does, and he's speaking to this 10-year-old as if he's speaking to Heim Bloom.
That's cool.
And it was such a great segment. Really, really good.
I'm going to have to go back and
How long
listen.
have you guys been associated with KMOX?
2008.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is that? Almost 20 years.
Coming up on it.
Yeah, 18.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, we were so bad.
Oh,
I mean,
we started, it was so
bad. I mean, we're not
bad.
getting good now, but we were really bad when we started.
Because you didn't, we were coming from the forum of fighting with each other, and we thought that's what people wanted. So you always wanted to be the one to get the last lick in, and sometimes it didn't even make
I never
sense.
cared about that. I
Well,
was
you've
just
always
bad
made
at
sure you got it.
You're just bad at talking.
I was bad at, I signed off one time. We had to get out at 55:50.
Oh, listen to that.
And so I'm so kind of looking at the clock, and I want to get right on time. And so I said, we'll be back on the big 5:50.
That's good.
That was not good.
When I had been on, so John Beck hired me. Rick Bayless, famous for K-Sheet, was my program director. And I'd been doing the show about a month. And John was on vacation with his wife in Seattle, and he was at the top of the Space Needle. And Rick Bayless called him, and he just moaned like he was dying. And John thought that one of his kids had died or something. He said, Rick, pull yourself together. What is wrong? And he said, it's Glover. He's so terrible. And they love telling me that story.
Yeah.
And every time they tell me, I'm like, yeah, that's
Yeah, but
that's
you
good.
became hot very quickly.
Pretty quick.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I remember people, because that was the early 2000s.
Yeah, 2000.
Yeah, I remember hearing long before I was ever in radio. Everybody was talking about Dave Glover.
I really think it's because I had no training. And back then, especially, everyone had a voice like Wheeler.
Yeah.
And I got this thing. And I didn't know what I was doing. So I was just like, beep, beep, beep. And people are like, you got to tune in. It's a train wreck.
Yeah.
One time, I started out doing legal advice, just legal advice.
Oh, my.
And if you knew me as a lawyer, I'm the last guy to take legal advice from. And I was on a email. I wasn't supposed to be on this email chain, but I was. And it was all my lawyer buddies who would listen every day and then email each other how stupid I was.
Oh,
and one time they included me, and it was like, today he said this and blah, blah, blah. God, so embarrassing. Sunday mornings, Hancock and Kelly right into Sports on a Sunday. Thank you, boys.
See you. You betcha.
The thing that you need in the morning, when you first wake up.
Total Information AM.
I like to be informed with the news and like to know, like in the mornings, I like to know what's going on.
Debbie Monterey, Megan Lynch, Tom Ackerman.
It's always smart to know what's going on.
Your morning news and information.
The national and local news.
Weather.
Sports.
I like the traffic reports.
Total Information AM.
I listen to it in the mornings, so it really gets me going.
Total Information AM. Weekdays 5 to 9 on the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
The BizDash 5K, presented by Worldwide Technology, is back. Produced by the St. Louis Sports Commission, this high-energy corporate race is St. Louis's healthiest happy hour, combining fitness, fun, and unbeatable team bonding for companies of every size. Runners and walkers of all levels are welcome. It all comes together at Energizer Park Thursday, May 7th in downtown St. Louis, an office party like no other. Create your company team today at stlbizdash.com.
Weather is sponsored by i3 Broadband. Spring is here. Time to toss out that dusty treadmill and your laggy cable internet. Upgrade to 100% in-home fiber from i3 Broadband. Plus, we're springing forward with our longest price guarantees ever on our gig speed internet services. No data caps, just pure speed. Visit i3broadband.com/radio and start your spring off right.
It's certainly feeling like spring this afternoon. 81 for the high. This will be the warmest of the week. Partly sunny skies, but we'll keep an eye out for a couple of showers, couple of thunderstorms. And it's kind of windy from the south. Tonight, clouds, a few showers, maybe a rumble of thunder. 60 degrees. Tuesday, periods of showers and thunderstorms. Kind of scattered variety, but around. It's cooler on Tuesday, 65 degrees. Still unsettled Tuesday night at 46, and Wednesday maybe a couple of spot showers, but otherwise partly sunny and a chilly 58. Looks like an early blackberry winter after this afternoon. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
It's 2:30.
This time check is brought to you by Paramount Men's Medical Center.
Lots of places can expose you to identity theft.
Oh, no.
That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity, which is way more than anyone can do on their own. If we find anything suspicious, like new loans or changes to your financial accounts, we alert you right away, all through text, phone, email, or the LifeLock app. Get the alerts that could make all the difference. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones to get it done.
Mother's Day, celebrate her with something truly special. At P.F. Chang's, enjoy a 5-course celebration experience starting at just $89.99. Featuring premium entrees like New York prime strip steak tataki, oolong Chilean sea bass, and lobster and prawn fried rice, plus the bold signature flavors she loves. It's more than a meal. It's a celebration made just for her. Reserve your table now and make Mother's Day unforgettable. Only at P.F. Chang's. Available when you dine in for a limited time only at participating locations. Offer may vary.
Oh my gosh, it's already May, but I have great news when it comes to Lombardo Homes. We are continuing a limited spring opportunity. So Lombardo is offering you select enhancements designed to elevate your home and your experience living there, from a finished basement recreation room to premium kitchen and cabinet upgrades. They've got flexible options like design credits or closing cost savings, These offers are available in select communities for a limited time. We're extending them through May. Visit lombardohomes.com or stop by a sales office today to learn more.
So when Rach and I do this live together, I typically, want her to do the details and stuff, and then I'll kind of mop it up with my relationship with them, because I've known them since they've been here. Pardon me. They reached out to me to be their first air personality to do lives for them. And so I've known them the whole time. I've watched their growth. I've been super impressed by it. I call, all of them my friends. Mike Van Pamel, the president, has been a very good friend for years. And you say, well, I don't care, Dave. You got lots of friends. No, I know him. I've watched him do business. I've watched him call the close ones against himself. Always takes care of their customers. So if you have even an inkling of building a house, reach out to them, see what they have to offer. I think you're going to like them. LombardoHomes.com.
Today, the Cards, the Brewers.
Ameren Total Access 550. First pitch 6:45.
Cardinals Radio. 104.1 FM KMOX. Bernie Miklasz on KMOX is sponsored by Stewart's American Mortgage, home of the Bagel Loan, and by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin comfort dealer.
Welcome back, guys. DGS. Time to talk to Bernie Miklasz. Hello, Bern.
Good afternoon, Dave Glover. How are we doing?
Doing well. For everyone out there, I'm handling this one myself today because Wheels is a little bit under the weather. Hopefully he'll be back tomorrow. He was having some sort of sexual confusion. That's all we know. So, yeah, I mean, like, to each their own.
I'm not sure what dysphoria means. But
Yeah,
he kept saying dysphoria.
Yeah. So, man, I mean, dude, the Cardinals, God, you just have to just not look at it too close and just keep having a good time.
Listen, what I love about the team is that they get knocked down. They'll fall down, they get pushed down, they get shoved down, they get beat down, whatever. They had that stretch after, sweeping Houston. They had that stretch where, they lost 5 out of 6 to the Marlins and the Mariners. And, the Mariners series is at Busch Stadium. And all 3 games were great games, but the Cardinals were really a couple of hits away from winning 2 of the 3, but they didn't win. So all of a sudden, they lost 2 series in a row. Like I said, they dropped 5 out of 6 games. They're about to begin this 17-game stretch that opens against Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh, which is a much improved team with great starting pitching, and then followed by coming home to take on the mighty Dodgers, who need no introductions. So what do the boys do? The boys recover from the 1-5 by going 6-1 against the Pirates and the Dodgers, and we're talking about formidable competition there. They didn't beat up any palookas. They beat a couple of the best teams, at least in the early seasons, in 2026. I think that told us or reminded us a lot about what's so cool about this Cardinals team. They'll take your punches. They'll just get up and throw down. They don't care.
So I know that JJ will have downtimes. He'll have slumps. He's human. But I worry about Walker backsliding way more than JJ. I feel like we're seeing the real deal with Weatherholt already.
Yeah, I do too, because of his great contact skills. You know, there's not a lot of swing and miss in his game. He's going to be able to put the ball in play a ton. He's really good about hitting the pitch where it's thrown, meaning he'll take it. He's a left-handed hitter, but he'll take it to left center. If the pitch is outside, and he can just stroke a line drive, get a base hit down the line, maybe get a double. And then when somebody makes a mistake in on him, doesn't get the pitch in tight enough, leave it over the plate a little bit. He'll take that thing, he'll hook that thing down the line, for a double or a home run to right field. He's just a really, really, really advanced hitter and incredibly smart for someone so young. I mean, I know that he was a batting champion in college and all that, but I don't know, man. We've all seen dudes come into the big leagues at 21, 22, 23, 24, and they just flop around and flop around and flop around. And it takes them a long time to kind of get going, but not this guy. From game one, when he hit a home run, the second at bat in the big leagues, I mean, that was his announcement to St. Louis fans.
And, no shade to Arenado and Goldie and that team, but this team, and you'll get this, feels more like a team. I feel like I'm watching like a high school team.
100% in agreement with you. And I think in the past when I've said stuff like that, and I've been pretty outspoken about it, I haven't been cruel or haven't taken cheap shots, but I've made it very clear that I thought it was very, very difficult to have the kind of clubhouse Ali Marmol wanted to have, the coaches wanted to have, the players wanted to have. When you have older players who are going through a tough time and they're not in the best mood all the time and they're worried about their own deal. And, there were times where, seriously, based on some of the reporting I've done, there were times where, some of the young dudes were told to be quiet. They're making too much noise. They were laughing, stuff like that. One example, one of the Cardinals fielders tried to high five another fielder, and that fielder, who was an older guy, told him, "We don't do that here." And I mean, so how can a young group of players become true to their personalities and to create an entirely different team vibe, which is one that matches the youthful enthusiasm, the vigor, the energy, the joy of playing the game? How can you fully do that when, you have it's almost like me when I come on the Dave Glover show. I'm like the grumpy guy, So how can you do that in the clubhouse? How are you going to let these guys take charge and lead? And I hate to keep saying this because I'm trying to pat myself on the back. It sounds like it, and I don't mean to. But when everyone was all winter long and spring training, everyone was just worried about the lead. Oh, who's going to lead the team? Oh my gosh, where's the veteran guy? And I kept saying no. These guys are ready to take ownership of this. These guys want to make this their team and show the way. And you know what? Ali Marmol, more than what I thought, to heck with me. Ali Marmol and Chaim Bloom felt the same way. They're like, no. We want these guys to run with this thing. This is their time and it's their team. Let's go.
And when you have a team like this that is rebuilding and they're not expected to contend, not only do you need the everyday 9 to play well, but you need a couple surprises. And I remember telling Wheels last season, maybe even earlier, that I really liked Jose Fermin. And he didn't crap on him or anything, but Wheels, he's like, well, if you look at the statistics and blah, blah, blah. But Fermin and Church, man, love it.
Well, you're absolutely right. Fermin last year had really good numbers. I mean, really good numbers. I mean, he wasn't a big home run hitter, but he took walks and he got a lot of hits. And I didn't think he played enough, quite frankly. And then Nathan Church struggled a little bit as a newbie to the majors. And he was a little jumpy, he just was. You can tell them. I mean, the dude has got a ton of energy, and he had to learn how to kind of harness that energy and calm down a little bit. That's so true of a lot of first time big leaguers. And we've seen the kind of the real dude this season. I mean, he's jumping over the, he's jumping at the fence. He's taken away 3 home runs. He's taken away 3 home runs. He's hit 5 home runs. I don't think anybody expected that this early. And he's making plays all over the place. He's running, running the bases all over the place. He's got 15 RBIs already. Other guy that is a surprise, and I'm going to keep harping on this, is that Pedro Pajes, as far as catchers go, he is factually and statistically a top 10 hitter among major league catchers this year. And that actually started late last year. This dude's a much better hitter than he gets credit for. But so I would put that in a surprise category. It's a surprise because I don't think a lot of people even realize this yet.
I'm not sure whether it's kind of assumed that the fielders will start slower than the pitchers, or the pitchers will start slower and wait until it heats up in June kind of stuff. But talk to me about the pitching staff. How are they doing so far? Who's progressing? Who's kind of lagging?
Well, going back, it's now about 15 games or so. I think it's 15 games. You look at like 3 of their starting pitchers, and I'm going to my notes here because I made a note of it earlier today. I'm sorry. You go back to April 18th, and the Cardinals have a 3.78 ERA, starting pitcher ERA. That's 9th best overall, and it's 5th best in the National League. And the reason that's happening is like 3 guys have been kind of carrying the mail on that. Dustin May, Michael McGreevy, Andre Palante. During that time, those 3 guys, it's like 9 starts they've made. They have like a 3.12 ERA, which is outstanding. So, look, they don't strike people out. Not even those guys strike people out, but they're really good. They're really smart pitchers. They're tough pitchers. They have other ways to kind of get hitters out. They've made adjustments, and that's where that smart front office comes in. They're giving hitters and pitchers new ways, better ways to get results that, weren't frankly stuff that they were not given before in the, under the previous regime, because the front off the analytics and everything else was kind of outdated. So we're seeing some improvement, even though they're a little vulnerable because of the fact that the ball's in play all the time, because the contact rate against the starting pitchers, sometimes the other dudes are going to hit it over the fence, or they're going to get singles and doubles. I mean, the Cardinals have an excellent defense, but they can't get to everything. So they're a little vulnerable, but they are improving. Now, with the bullpen, we know how good Riley O'Brien is. He is outstanding. We know that Jojo Romero, unless he's kind of pitching too much and it burns him out a little bit, we know that he's really good as long as he's got some freshness. But I tell you, it's been a big deal for them to cultivate Gordon Graceffo and George Soriano. So all of a sudden you have 2 guys you weren't necessarily counting on this season to come up big in the bullpen, and two relatively new guys have done that, and now they're going to have to keep it up. But they've given the bullpen a boost, and the bullpen ERA, has gotten better over the last couple of weeks, but they're still really vulnerable. Pardon me, I don't want to overstate it.
Yeah,
it's still a mess a lot of times, but pardon me, there has been some improvement.
And wrap it up with this question. I certainly hope that Ollie is winning over some of the naysayers, because I think he's certainly earning it. Well,
Bob Nightingale of USA Today, nationally acclaimed, respected guy, he gave out his 1-month awards the piece that was published online Sunday for the first month of the season. And he said that the first month manager of the year was Ollie Marmol. And he just said nobody has done a job as good as this guy. Taking over a rebuild. It's a team in transition. It's all these young guys. They have to try to make them better. They have a lot of question marks. There's some holes in the bullpen. There's some holes in the pitching staff. Yet this guy has got this team playing hard, playing with joy. You can just see it when you look at them, how much these players love this manager, and the energy that creates, and the clubhouse culture that creates. And, he just said, like, no one has done a better job this season. And I'll be honest with you, man. I'm kind of done with people that criticize him for no reason. Or in other words, I'll listen to anybody that's got a legitimate reason to criticize Ollie Marmol. And I also agree there are times that even I have said last week, for example, or 2 weeks ago, whatever it was, dude, you got to stop using Romero too much. He's kind of frying out here a little bit, And yeah, I mean, Ollie's like every manager. Sometimes he'll go too far, pushing a guy in the bullpen or whatever. But that's the point. They all do that. But no one has brought anything to me so far this year that I would consider to be legitimate criticism. And remember all the hell he took when he rested Mason Wynn and Burleson and Walker before the final game in Miami. Remember that?
Yeah.
Well, those guys got 2 days off for missing one game. And by the way, two of them were hurting, and Walker was wiped out as far as like fatigue. Since he gave them those 2 days off, the three of them together are hitting like about 315. You combine their stats, and if you look at their on-base percentage and slugging percentage, the numbers are great. All three of those guys, put them together, the numbers are great since he gave them that extra blow. And yet, I bet you if you go to X right now, there'll be people bringing that back up again as if Ollie Marmol ruined the season or something. No, he kept his players fresh, and they came out of it better because of that.
So, Bern, we're running late, and Rachel would kill me if I asked one more question, except for this one. Who's the loud kitty?
That is Nellie.
Nellie.
And Nellie is a cat that we rescued from the streets, and she lives with us. We do let her kind of roam, although she stays out on the front porch mostly. And with the weather and everything else, we brought her inside. And so when she's inside, she's in my office.
Very sweet.
That's her home inside.
Very sweet.
And when she first comes in, right, she's very unhappy. She's like, no, I want to get the hell out of here. I want to be outside. And then finally she'll get tired and go to sleep. I didn't realize she made her first appearance on KMOX. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Welcome, Nellie.
Yeah, I've heard worse. Cool. I've heard worse debuts. So tell us about Saliga, Bern.
I will. This Daikin Comfort Dealer has been taking care of St. Louis family since 1927. That's right. That's right. Now 100 years in business. The same Saliga family, 4 generations, led by the 4th generation owner-operator, Dan Saliga. Great guy, does a great job. Listen, you've heard me talk about this, man. First of all, you got to trust that track record. That's credibility right there, instant credibility. What do you mean they've been in business 100 years, same family? Yep, they have. And the reason why they've lasted so long and are still going strong is because of the way they treat their clients, the way they treat people that call them the first time, or people that call them the 10th or 12th time. Everybody gets treated great because Saliga wants to earn your trust. They believe it's their responsibility to earn your trust because you don't owe them anything. They have to earn it. And I know that's the way they felt when we started calling them. And they've been to our home 15 times or so for this, that. And every time, we call them, even a couple emergencies, we're like, thank goodness they're on the way because we know we can count on them. Not only to do the job right, but also to trust them to do the job right and to trust them in terms of a fair price and not try to talk you into stuff and not trying to put pressure on you. I mean, they're a delight to deal with, and that's why they've been around for 100 years. So if you want to find out more about Saliga Heating and Cooling, including the phone number, just go to their site at SaligaHeatingandCooling.com. Thank you.
Each year in St. Louis, 10 women are recognized for volunteer leadership that changes lives. They support families, strengthen communities, and create opportunities where they're needed most. Join us Tuesday, May 19th at the Ritz-Carlton for the 2026 Women of Achievement Awards Luncheon. Celebrate their impact and be part of a tradition more than 70 years strong. Reservations available at WOASTL.org. For more information, go to KMOX.com/events.
Retiring soon? Get the information you need by joining Kyle Jones and Matt Allgeier of Fire Capital Management for your retirement highway, Sunday mornings at 9:30. Investment advisory services made available through Pine Ridge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Securities made available through AE Financial Services, LLC, member FINRA and SIPC.
Tell you guys about my friend Susan L. Ward. Susan's there for you if you're going to be getting divorced or if you are divorced and someone is taking you back. It's called a modification. And that used to be, about a third of the cases I would get, that you get divorced and you have all your paperwork, and then either someone leaves something out. We didn't say who was going to pay for college. We didn't say this. We didn't say that. Or something changes. You know, they hit the lottery. They married a multimillionaire. They lost their job. I am disabled now. Anything involving you and a divorce, whether you're heading to it or it's in your rearview mirror, but it seems to be rearing its head again, you can't do better than Susan L. Ward. As I always say, talk to your best friend, talk to your pastor, talk to your priest, talk to a counselor, but you haven't done what you need to do until you've spoken to a really, really good divorce attorney, and that's Susan. She has offices all over Missouri, 314-783-9400, stlfamilylaw.com.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
Welcome back, DGS on KMOX. Coming up at 3, we're going to talk to Lindsay Mastis, who is our AI correspondent. It's been a while since we talked to Lindsay, so we have a lot of stuff to talk about. I saw something yesterday on TikTok, and it was the worst sound as a kid was the ticking of the stopwatch on 60 Minutes because it meant the weekend's over. Time to do your homework.
Oh, yeah.
Time to go back to school. And I realized when I heard it last night, I still feel the exact same way. I'm 61 years old, and I'm just like, oh, no.
Oh, no. Time to go to work.
And I have a job that I love.
Yeah.
But I guess it's just...
Kevin and I talk about this sometimes in the office. He brings it up a suspicious amount. But he's always like...
How much he hates the show.
He's like, oh, just this job's so fun. I love having this job so great. But, like, if I could have a day off, that'd be, like, awesome.
Is he faking being sick today?
Probably not. Well, he's not faking being sick because he's not sick.
That's a good point. Is he faking not throwing up?
You know what? I give him respect for being honest and being like, I didn't throw up or anything, because even if I didn't, I probably would have lied to juice it up, you know?
Yeah, like I can't stop.
I can't even stop vomiting.
I'm throwing up as I'm texting.
It's all over my phone screen.
Right now, inflation is squeezing budgets, and global events can shake up the markets overnight. If you're close to retirement, you don't get unlimited do-overs, so this is not the time to just hope it works out. That's why Steve Auld and the team at the All Financial Group are hosting an upcoming educational seminar called Retirement Simplified, May 6th and May 7th. You'll learn how rising costs could drain your spending power, how political and economic headlines may impact your returns, and whether your retirement strategy is truly stress-tested for today's economy. This event is complimentary, and you must reserve your seat today. 636-230-8824. You can also get more details online at yourmoneymattersstl.com.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, or registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions. The All Financial Group is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the U.S. government or any other government agency.
Hi, I'm Michelle from Bethesda. You've heard me talk with Dave on the air about how tough the aging journey can be. It can be especially hard to know where to start. That's why Bethesda offers Care Navigation, designed to help you truly understand your options for senior care and services. Our award-winning services can be provided in a variety of settings, including the privacy of wherever a senior calls home. To learn more, go to BethesdaHealth.org and click Where Do I Start?
NeoVitan began with one doctor's mission to help others feel their best. After years of caring for patients, Dr. Ken Ribicki, a St. Louis physician, created NeoVitan, a line of multivitamins designed with quality, safety, and everyday wellness in mind. Each formula is made in the U.S. using the finest domestic and international ingredients to support real people living real lives. Discover the difference today with NeoVitan, available at Schnucks, Dierbergs, and neovitan.com. NeoVitan, trusted nutrition from St. Louis for St. Louis.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. Mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-700-6898. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-700-6898. That's 800-700-6898. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898.
Celebrating 100 years of informing and entertaining. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. The voice of St. Louis.
At 3 o'clock, we've got 74 degrees. It feels like 68 downtown at the Arch. There is a severe thunderstorm warning that has been issued for Clinton County, Washington County, and St. Clair County in the Metro East. This is until 3:30. The hazard with this involves 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. Damage to vehicles expected. Wind damage could happen to roofs, siding, and trees. Areas include Swansea, Belleville, Freeburg, Shiloh, New Athens, Scott Air Force Base, Mascoutah, New Baden, and Germantown. Also includes Peabody River Kings State Fish and Wildlife Area and Interstate 64 between exits 23-21. Again, a severe thunderstorm warning for Clinton, Washington, and St. Clair counties until 3:30. We are getting word that St. Clair County Emergency Management have decided to turn on their tornado sirens despite there being no tornado warning. They say a police officer said they believe they saw a tornado near Smithton. There is no radar indication of this. There are no tornado warnings from the National Weather Service. Folks in other parts of St. Clair County are saying they're seeing clearing skies and hearing the tornado sirens go off. But St. Clair County has decided to turn on those sirens because of a police officer, they say, spotting a tornado near Smithton. You may have seen the tornado sirens, heard the tornado sirens sounding in the city of St. Louis as well, parts of South County, and immediately across the river this afternoon. KMOX has talked with the National Weather Service, and there were not severe warnings, tornado or thunderstorm, at the time those sirens went off. In fact, the regularly scheduled 11 a.m. siren tests were canceled because of the forecast for rainy weather. These reports were coming in at about 1:30 of hearing the sirens from Soulard to St. Louis Hills. KMOX has left messages for officials at City Hall, at the fire department, and at the Office of Emergency Management. We have not heard back from any of them yet. U.S. forces have destroyed 6 Iranian boats and shot down missiles and drones fired at U.S. Navy and commercial vessels by Tehran's troops, a top U.S. admiral said. CBS News national security contributor Aaron McLean says this could be the start of the battle for Hormuz.
The president has tried through negotiations and threats to get the Iranians essentially to open it. Last night, he announced that this Project Freedom was going to be an American effort to begin opening it, and the Iranians have retaliated.
The St. Louis Cardinals head office says security remains the club's highest priority after a stabbing at Busch Stadium early this morning.
The Cardinals organization says its security team is cooperating with St. Louis City detectives investigating that fatal stabbing believed to have involved 2 on-site contractors. The team says it's confident stadium security measures were not compromised by the altercation. Megan Lynch, KMOX News.
I-70 could get hundreds of new parking spaces for trucks.
The move comes after the fatal Greyhound bus crash in 2023 on I-70 in Highland, Illinois. MoDOT says the interstate project will add spaces in Odessa, Concordia, Boonville, Manola, and Wright City. It's being funded by $30 million worth of national grants. The Missouri Trucking Association says there's a shortage of almost 300 parking spaces for trucks in Missouri along I-70. That's according to the Post-Dispatch. MoDOT has been working on the interstate since 2023 already, when it began the massive project to widen I-70 into 3 lanes between Wentzville and Blue Springs. Jade Aubrey, KMOX News.
From the KMOX Business Desk, Schnucks is the latest grocer to learn that smaller is not always better. The St. Louis County-based chain is closing its Schnucks Fresh store in Jasper, Indiana next month, 4 years after opening it as a test of whether a compact 18,000 square foot store could work in smaller markets. Schnucks closed its natural and organic Eat Well market banner 2 years ago for similar reasons. The chain still has one fresh location near Sullivan, Missouri, but says it has no plans to expand the concept further. Let's get an update of the St. Louis Business Index. Here is Stifel's Scott Bedell.
Thank you, Michael. Good afternoon, everyone. A potential increase of hostilities in the Middle East had investors on edge and major stock markets down. At today's closing bell, the Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 557 points, or just about 1.1% at 48,941. The S&P 500 index also lower by 0.4% to 7,200, while NASDAQ dropped 0.2%, finishing at 25,067. Locally, the Bloomberg St. Louis index also sliding today, ending down 0.6% at 1,699. Checking on some stocks of local interest, Reinsurance Group of America gained 1.2% at $211.16. Bunge Global up 2.4% at $127.62. On the downside, Stifel Financial slipped 0.9% at $76.36. Anheuser-Busch down a little bit more than 2% at $73.91. And finally, Caleres lost 5.5% to close at $12.69. This has been Scott Bedell from Stifel Financial, member SIPC and New York Stock Exchange. For more information on our firm, please visit our website at stifel.com.
We have a series of cool fronts coming into play, and this afternoon is going to be the warmest of the week by far. Let's call it partly sunny, a couple of spotty showers and thunderstorms around. It's windy and 81 degrees. Tonight, clouds, a few showers, a couple of thunderstorms here and there. 60 will do it for the overnight low. Then on Tuesday, periods of showers and a couple of thunderstorms, cooler. 65 on Tuesday. Tuesday night, periods of showers and thunderstorms, a chilly 46. And Wednesday, partly sunny, couple of spotty showers. But boy, it's kind of chilly on Wednesday, 58 degrees. This is not a big, severe weather outbreak, but again, that's May. There will be some thunderstorms around. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
Sponsored by Sandberg Phoenix Law Firm. We've got 74, feels like 69 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
At Sandberg Phoenix, we're more than just a law firm. We're partners committed to you, your business, and your community. From family law to litigation, we're ready to serve. Visit SandbergPhoenix.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. Kevin Wheeler is out today because he is not throwing up. That's all we know. So he has a case of the not throwing uppings. James Harris online, I love this, says, I just found out that I could watch the show, but it's bad because I drive a truck. So be very careful. Fine. We bring back to the show Lindsay Mastis, who is our AI and tech journalist friend. Lindsay, good to talk to you again. How are you? How are the St. Louis Mastises? Lindsay, I can hear you with my natural ears, but you're not coming through over the air. So let us try to figure this out real quick. And by us, I mean everyone but me. So.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I heard Lindsay in the corner of the room, but I couldn't hear her through my headphones.
Yeah, that's very strange.
Want to pivot and try to do 320?
We might want to get her on the phone. Let's do that.
Okay, perfect.
Lindsay, I apologize. If you want to stay on the Zoom, because I know we're doing some recording stuff for Zoom, I will just pop that down and we'll get you on your cell phone.
Okay, perfect. Let's pretend we're asleep. See, what do we have coming up after Lindsay? Little DGS happy hour, Cardinal Report, Sweet 16 with Skip at 4 p.m. Today, the Sweet 16 is the best dumb slapstick comedies of all time, so that'll be a lot of fun. Next week, we've already got it dialed up. We're going to do best guitar riffs of all time, so looking forward to that. You heard Michael talking about that a police officer thought that he had seen a funnel cloud in Smithton, Illinois, although it wasn't indicated on radar. But we have one of our reporters heading over there now to check it out. Looking out the KMOX window, it is sunny and pretty over St. Louis. Rach, I think we have Lindsay on the phone now. We got it? There she is. Hello, Lindsay.
Hello. It's so good to hear you all. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
To answer your questions earlier, I'm doing great. The Mastises of St. Louis are all listening in right now. And I have to say, I think all of us are also not throwing up.
I got to tell you, I don't know what it is about my life. So growing up in South Roxana, Illinois, you wouldn't look at me and go, he's going to be huge with Greek people. But the very first guy I met in law school, Nos Sebastianos, became my best friend for life, and my friend Vanessa, and John Hancock's wife. I love the Greeks. I really, really do. I do.
We love you.
I love the culture. I see that you used AI to plan a trip to Greece, Norway, and Switzerland, and I hate to be a one-upper, but yesterday I just got back from Lawrence, Kansas. So.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay. Well, did you use AI to travel or to plan your trip?
No, but I tell you what, I finally signed up for my own Chat GPT. So that's a big step for me.
That is a big step. And what's so interesting now, because this has been an evolution with artificial intelligence, the more we talk to it, the more it seems to understand who we are, our likes and our dislikes. So when it comes to using travel and AI, when I built my trips out, it was really wonderful because it kind of already knew me. But now I'm using multiple AI systems. And so I want to go over what to do, especially if you're planning a trip. We've got summer travel on the way. We have a crazy travel situation going on worldwide as well. I want to start with the prompt.
Okay.
So you've got your ChatGPT, it's going to be very important about what information you're giving it to plan your trip for it to go right. And like you just said, the big trip that I did was Norway. I planned this trip 20 days before we were supposed to take off. And we went during the polar night and above the Arctic Circle. So This is hugely outrageous, one of those crazy trips, once in a lifetime trips that you take. And the main thing that I put in the prompt that I would, if you ask me any day of the week, what should I put in my prompt? Start with something to the effect of, you are a travel agent specializing in, and then the place you're going.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you're telling it what you want it to be. You want it to be a specialist in whatever region you're planning to travel in. And then from there, you're going to give it details. For me, I made sure that it had my dates, it had my budget, and it had some of the information about the main places we want to see. Now, we have to remember that with very large countries like Norway. We were planning to go to multiple cities. For a lot of trips, you're going to want to pick like one city and stick with it and just see around there. But for us, we're like, okay, we're going to hit Iceland first, then we're going to hit Oslo, and then we're going to get on another plane and go above the Arctic Circle. So we had 3 different destinations within our trip. And it was really important that artificial intelligence, that AI, I used ChatGPT for that trip, knew what my biggest concerns were, knew what my biggest priorities were. And then I told it could take the time it needed to actually flesh it out, make sure that there was availability at the hotels we're looking at, make sure that it's doing a price comparison with all of the flights. And especially right now with Spirit Airlines going down, I did a big test this morning. I tested 3 different LLMs to see if it would recommend Spirit Airlines. And, Claude initially told me to check out Spirit Airlines and then corrected itself later. So those are some things you have to think about when you're planning travel with artificial intelligence. And verify everything. I would say it's really good to start planning your trip with artificial intelligence, but before you pop your credit card in, double check that the availability matches the dates that you wanted to actually travel, and look at the cancellation policies, all of that.
So we'll jump back to AI right after this, but 23andMe says I'm 28% Nordic and I've never been there. What was your trip like?
It was incredible. It's beautiful up there, including when the sun doesn't come up at all. And what I would say was the biggest surprise for me is the Northern Lights. We went up there with the intention to see the Northern Lights, and artificial intelligence, ChatGPT was giving us some ideas about, this is the best place to try to see them. But when it came time, we're running outside, we're hearing that there's auroras, and I look up and actually saw white instead of green.
That's
that
amazing.
Green that you see in the photos, the phone and the cameras really pick up that green color. But with our naked eye, you can see the green eventually, but if it's not super strong, it's going to look like a light white, almost like there's a ghost or something in the sky. And it took me some time to adjust to that and to realize that what I saw and what my camera could see, they look different.
So back to AI, as someone who doesn't know nothing about AI, you can imagine taking my first forays into ChatGPT. I was, blown away is the only thing I can say at how quick it is, how well it understood what I was saying, especially the nuances, and the advice it gave me was very satisfactory. Although I will say, I felt a little bit like it was hitting on me. Like it really, you know what I mean? It really wanted me to be happy. That's what I walked away with.
Right. And so think about artificial intelligence as your confident bestie. Your bestie is not going to say anything bad about you, especially to your face. And your bestie is going to be very confident in the advice that it's giving you, even if they're wrong. And that is why we have to verify everything. It's going to say, yes, you could come up with any idea in the world. It's probably going to tell you that's the best idea anyone's ever heard of. And I have to tell my AI all the time, please push back if this is not a good idea. Please give me some pushback. And so mine has learned through time that I want it to tell me if I'm about to make a mistake. And when it came time for, getting back to Norway and the travel, there was one thing that if we would have done what AI told us to do, it wouldn't have been like the biggest disaster in the world, but for me, it would have been a disaster. We wanted to stay in a glass igloo. And it's like, of course, this is a great idea. We're planning our trip 20 days out, so the availability for glass igloos is almost non-existent. So it's telling me in all confidence, like it's my best friend in the world, like here's where you have to go. And for where we were going to stay to see the auroras, if we would have went with its first choice, we would not have been in a glass igloo. We would have been in a fishing cabin.
That's different. That's different.
It's a very different situation. So I luckily figured that out, and I was going to go with the second option that it gave me. Luckily, again, I did my research. I double checked, and even though it was technically a glass igloo, there was no bathroom.
Yikes.
Right? So my bestie ChatGPT did not have my best interest in mind right there.
Yeah.
We ended up going with Not a Glass Igloo. It was still amazing. We had floor-to-ceiling windows, so it still steered us in the right direction. But it's one of those best friends where, like, you have to double-check what it's saying because it is going to tell you what you want to hear. It is going to say, okay, I'll figure this out for you. It's not going to find much that's impossible. It's kind of like, oh, you want to do this? Okay, we're going to make it happen. Okay, well, but the reality is maybe that can't happen.
So, Lindsay, right now there are a lot of people in the audience, my age-ish, who are not familiar with this and maybe even being kind of doomers about it and just think of AI as being something that's going to take our kids' jobs or it makes sloppy entertainment content. For people who haven't dipped their toe in, what's your advice? What's a great way to get started?
The best way to get started is to find something about it that doesn't make you feel disdain. And then start with that. Because like you said, it's making horrible entertainment content. It's making slop. But everyone I talk to that eventually dips in, they find this like best use case for themselves. So no matter what hobby you might have, you don't want it to take over what you love to do. I do music, like songwriting on the side. I don't want it to write a song for me. I love that part. But I would love for it to maybe, I don't know, come up with an email response if I'm trying to book a show. You know, what's the best way to reply to this email? Like, that's great. That's something I don't really want to do myself. Now, I still have to make it in my own voice because especially you're new to AI, but once you're in it for a while, you start to notice these phrases that only AI uses. So you've got to find a way to like make it work for you. I have a friend who is vibe coding a bingo game that's specific to an event that he likes to focus on. So like think about like coming up with, you know, something you like to do already, how can it supplement it and make it better versus replace the part of it that you already love. And you said you just started out with ChatGPT. You know, maybe you could have it go through your day and say, hey, here's what I'm doing with XYZ time. I'd love to find an extra hour in my schedule so I have more time for my favorite hobby. And you could put your whole day in there and it could say, here's where you're losing time. This is taking you longer than it should. Or, you know, here's where you can optimize XYZ. But people are also building things with it. They're vibe coding now. And that's a whole new situation too. So there are people that are creating their own agents. We are starting to see now artificial intelligence travel sites pop up.
Oh, wow.
So if you love to travel and you're trying to figure out, well, what's the best way to do this? Yeah, you can go to a ChatGPT or a Claude, but now there's all these sites that only do travel. They do it really well. So you can say, okay, well, here's what I love to do. And you can give yourself a task. You can give yourself a little like side quest.
You know, the only way I could like Lindsay better is if we found out she's making all this up. She's never won an Emmy. She didn't go to Norway. She doesn't write songs. I would be completely in. Lindsay,
if this is all AI.
Yeah, it's all AI. We'll have you on much sooner this time. I promise you. All the best to the mess.
Yes.
This is great to talk to you.
And can I let everyone know where to go and get more information?
Yes, of course.
I made it really easy this time. Go to YouTube, search my name, Lindsay Mastis, Arctic Adventure. You can even spell it wrong and it will pop up.
Thank you, Lindsay. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
For years, Gone South has been a podcast about crime in the American South. But for our new season, we're widening the lens. Through deeply reported, narrative-driven stories, we're digging into the myths, scandals, and power structures that still shape the South, and, in a lot of ways, the country itself. Follow and listen to Gone South Season 5, an Odyssey podcast. Available now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your shows.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
Don't get lulled into believing the IRS is getting soft. It's just the opposite. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm. We are being told by IRS collection officers that their higher-ups are demanding that they get more aggressive than ever. So don't ignore them any longer. Level up. If you have unfiled returns, unpaid taxes, levies, or liens, call me, Lance Drury, today and let me get between you and the IRS. I'll protect your rights. At the Lance Drury Law Firm, our practice is focused 100% on fighting the IRS. Remember, IRS problems are legal problems, and they need to be handled by an expert attorney who's done it for decades. So call the Lance Drury Law Firm today. We're local. Our office is right here in St. Louis. Call 314-260-6120. Visit Lance, D-R-U-R-Y, law.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Presented by Worldwide Technology, the Biz-5K is back. Produced by the St. Louis Sports Commission, a high-energy corporate race in St. Louis's healthiest happy hour. Thursday, May 7th at Energizer Park. Register your team at stlbiz-.com.
Built on a century. Focused on today. The voice of St. Louis. KMOX.
Welcome back, DGS and KMOX 324. I'm making friends with pie.
I see that.
That was one of the best pies I've ever had.
Ladybird Cafe on Mass Street in Lawrence, Kansas. Been there for breakfast a couple times, and at the end she said, "Can I bring you some pie?" I said, "Yes, cherry, please."
You can.
And she said, "1 piece or 2?" I said, "I want the whole damn pie." So
get back there and make me a new pie.
Make me a pie.
I'm looking at their website right now. It looks delicious.
Yeah, it was good.
Crab cake Benny.
Are they known for their pies?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I was like, if they're not known for their pies,
they should be.
Go to this place.
You know what I have an unnatural fear of? Bear attacks.
Why?
Because I've seen some movies of bear attacks, and they're horrible. And I guess I have been into like the woods in Colorado enough that I could have faced one.
Woods here?
Here, yeah.
We got bears.
Right? But yeah, like it so much so that I think it's debilitating. Like I'm not sure I'd go hiking in Colorado again, and I hate.
Well, Amy ran into that bear. Remember?
I know, grizzly.
Yeah,
she was in the bear's house though. She was in like Canada.
She was too little to mess with. Bear's like, I'm not moving.
Bear's like, that's a snack.
What's she weigh, 100 pounds? That's not enough. Not going to do that.
Yeah, okay, when I was a child, I would go out deep into the woods by myself.
Wow.
All the time, and I would just had a blast.
Same.
Now that I'm an adult, nothing sounds scarier.
Yeah.
Like, even if the three of us went in the woods, I'd be like, guys, let's bring a gun or two.
How deep would you go? Like, how far away from your house?
Like, half a mile.
It seems
one step off the trail, and I'm like,
it seems insane to people today, to think like you let your 10, 11-year-old kid just...
To be clear, I don't think my mom knew how far I was going down there.
No, yeah.
I think it was just like, she's out playing outside, and I'm on a side quest way far away.
But the thing was, they had no way to know.
Yeah. Well, there was one time I went down there, and I didn't tell anyone, and I was gone for a while, and I came home, and they were looking for me.
I had that happen on Halloween one time. My friend and I, it was the first year we got to go trick-or-treating by ourselves, and we decided to walk to the next town over.
Ooh.
And when we came home, there was a crowd in my front yard, which is never good.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like lots of hugs followed by lots of spanking.
All Access with Ollie Marmol on the Gas House Gang.
I think St. Louis likes watching a team that plays the game the right way, that plays the game hard, that never gives in. And those are the things we can control, and we'll hold ourselves, I'll hold myself accountable to, and then let everything else play out. But I think it's hard not to like this group. It's hard to watch them and not get excited about their style of play. Those are the things we can control at the moment.
Ollie Marmol, Tuesdays at noon on KMOX.
Is life insurance on your list of New Year's resolutions? Now is the perfect time to add it. A buddy told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I added this to my list this year and got it done. I called SelectQuote and was shocked at how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $18 a month. My wife's also 40, and her $500,000 policy was only $16 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, no medical exam was required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Checking this off my list felt great, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-280-5858 for your free quote today. That's 1-800-280-5858. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-280-5858. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. Paramount Men's Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
Paramount Men's Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at Paramount Men's Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 314-720-8444. 314-720-8444. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 314-720-8444.
SNL Coin. We buy gold and silver coins, silver and gold jewelry. Also buying gold-filled and silver plates. Before you sell, call SNL. 314-544-3600. 314-544-3600. SNL Coin.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
We've got a jam on westbound 64 west of 158. We had a crash there. It's jammed approaching 158 into the area. The road work going on, the emergency repair work downtown on the Illinois side, eastbound 5570, 64 to 203. Left lanes are shut down. 64 is jammed back onto the Poplar. Eastbound 44 is backed up to Park getting to it. Eastbound 70, just the usual delays east of the Muso Veterans Bridge over to 64. And eastbound 64 is just a little slow at 157. We have a crash eastbound 70 at Lucas Hunt. On ramp and right lane are blocked there. Traffic's jammed back to about Florissant Road in Cool Valley. The ramps from 64 on the North 270 backed up. Westbound, the right lane slow down at Spady. And it's just kind of busy Hampton out through McCausland. In addition to that, and Lake St. Louis Boulevard out to 70. Westbound 70, the only delays Both sides of Highway K and briefly at 61. South 270 is in great shape right now. Just a little slow at Gravois. There was a crash reported 255 east of 55, but I'm really not seeing delays there right now. I'm Roger Brand in the Michael's Flooring Outlet.com Traffic Center.
McKelvey Homes is breaking ground on something new in O'Fallon, Strawberry Farms. When McKelvey builds something, they do it right. Visit McKelvey Homes to schedule a tour at Strawberry Farms in O'Fallon. Visit McKelveyHomes.com today and move up to McKelvey.
This time check is brought to you by Paramount Men's Medical Center.
Staples presents Celebrations Made Easy.
I was throwing a party for the twins and had custom invites and a banner printed at Staples. And that's when I saw Party City is now at Staples.
Party City? No way!
Yep. So now Staples has all your printing needs and everything you need for a party.
Everything times 2.
Yeah, and now at Staples, save 40% on custom cards, photo gifts, wrapping paper, banners, and more.
Big news! Party City is now at Staples.
That was easy.
Shop Staples in-store, online, or on the app. In 613, exclusions apply.
Spring cleaning rule number 1, out with the old, in with the new. And frankly, your family's old internet connection is a dinosaur. Upgrade to the 1 gig modern family standard from i3 Broadband. It's 100% true in-home fiber with equal upload and download speeds, so your teenager's gaming won't crash your video call. Even better, we're currently offering our longest price guarantees ever on our gig speed internet services. Say goodbye to exploding promo prices and hello to budget certainty. Visit i3broadband.com/radio and start your spring off right.
With summer here and the kids home full time, your garage door will see a lot more use. Do it a favor with annual maintenance from Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. The 26-point tune-up is one price for up to 3 garage doors and openers. Get them all done. Trusted in St. Louis for 100 years. Always look for the genuine, the original red ribbon of Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. Since 1926, they're never going to steer you wrong. Schedule online at overheaddoorsstlouis.com.
Get inside your Redbirds in the 2026 season every Tuesday at noon. It's All Access with Cardinals manager Ollie Marmol on your voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
Dave Murray's weather forecast is sponsored by McKelvey Homes.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. We are keeping track of any severe weather that may pop up. Had sort of a scare over in Smithton, Illinois. We sent one of our reporters over there, but there is no twister indicated on radar or anything like that. But we have the perfect guy right now. Dave Murray joins us. Hey, Dave.
Yeah, there was a report. I think state police saw a funnel anyway. I'm not quite, nothing was ever on radar. I'm not even sure a tornado warning ever went up. So I'm not sure if they really confirmed that. There's a pretty strong thunderstorm between Oakville and Plum Hill right now in Illinois. That's pretty well off to our southeast and moving away. There's another little thunderstorm basically to the east of New Athens right now. And that's it. There's nothing around the immediate St. Louis area. So yeah, I think it wasn't a cold air funnel because the northwest flow isn't in yet, but it could have been a scud cloud. It could have been a number of things, but you take a highway patrol visual sighting as pretty serious.
Yeah, absolutely. Today is actually National Weather Observers Day.
There you go.
That's why Wheels is off.
That's right.
Oh, it's his day.
He's drunk. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
He's driving around looking at the sky.
It was him.
Covered in cake.
Covered in cake. So, Dave, the next couple days, especially tomorrow, sound pretty sketchy.
Yeah, it's there's a couple of cold fronts coming through. The northwest flow is definitely going to take control. So temperatures tonight won't change much. Warmest part of the day tomorrow will be first thing in the morning as you go out the door by, let's say, between 6 and 7:30, we'll be in the low to mid 50s. So that northwest flow grabs hold tomorrow. There will be periods of showers and thunderstorms around and quite breezy, going down to 46 on Tuesday night with periods of showers and thunderstorms. Wednesday, maybe an early morning shower, but overall Wednesday is a dry day, partly sunny, but it's chilly. 58 degrees, 42 Wednesday night, Thursday sunny, and 65. This time of year, especially around the 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th of May, it's that blackberry winter that we're always talking about in the long-term forecast. So it's a little early, but this definitely classifies as a Blackberry winter Tuesday, Wednesday, and into Thursday.
Dave, is a guy that has tickets to the game tomorrow night. What is your sense of getting the game in?
I think they'll get the game in, but there could be a delay or two.
Okay, fair enough.
And it's going to be quite chilly at the game.
Gotcha.
Don't go in your T-shirt.
All right. I told you guys that the girls and I are taking a trip out to California over Memorial Day. We're gonna hook up with Dave, but there's
we got the passport problems solved.
Good. Okay. Good.
It was one of these things where I don't know if we want him in this state.
Dave and I have decided.
So you guys going to Mexico then?
Dave and I have decided that we're going to rent a convertible and drive down Highway 1 together and pull like a Thelma and Louise. So
very nice.
All right, great.
Now, did you watch the whole thing?
Never saw the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Then we don't want to do that.
Never saw the end.
Just look it up on Wikipedia.
We're just gonna we're gonna look for a Brad Pitt guy. So
there's plenty of them.
How bad could it go?
I like how Dave Murray, when he said Thelma and Louise, Dave Murray went, "Yep, sounds good."
Okay, I have a weird question.
I'm in.
Let's do it.
Because we just brought up Brad Pitt, and Dave Murray said there's plenty of them out in California. Dave, do you think that you see more attractive people in California than you did when you lived here in St. Louis?
I don't know. There's a lot of attractive people in St. Louis.
Thank you.
It's one of those things. I personally don't look at guys, but I look at women, and you may driving along on PCH, you might say, "Wow, that's a good-looking woman," and then 10 seconds later, go, "Nah, no, that's a good-looking woman," and then 10 seconds later, now there's another good-looking woman. So it's
and they're all going
dime
in the
a dozen,
convertible.
dime a dozen. Maybe I have the perfect cliff picked out too.
I think I notice good-looking guys more these days because I'm like, that guy's got it made. Oh, look at this guy. He's got no worries
Dave's
in the
just
world.
seething with jealousy.
Yeah.
And they're looking at me like, that poor schmuck. How good could he have it?
They're looking at him like he's got it made.
He has no pressure to look good all the time. What, does he wear a baseball jersey every day? Headlines, Rach?
Yep. Let's start by talking about Pizza Hut. They have brought back their summer reading program and free pizza rewards.
Good.
The Pizza Hut Book It program announced that the Summer of Stories program will return for 2026, so kids can have the chance to earn free pizza by hitting various reading goals during the summer.
Up to age 37, so I'm pretty excited about that.
I believed you. I was like, oh, that's really cool.
Looking forward to this one. This is going to be a good summer for me.
This is crazy, though. Book It has gone modern. It has a mobile app now.
Whoa.
Gosh, I feel like when we were kids, Andrew, there was like a actual booklet that you filled out.
Yeah, there was like a chart that you had to keep track of, and it was basically just honor system. Like your teacher could kind of tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they knew.
Your teacher knew.
Dave, do you remember the weekly reader that we would get?
Absolutely.
Oh,
yeah.
that was magic, wasn't
I think
it?
they're still around.
That was so great.
And Highlights magazine.
Loved Highlights.
Yeah, I like Highlights too.
Spot the Goofus and Gallant.
For the grandson.
Remember Goofus and Gallant?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I hated
Which one
Gallant.
were you?
Oh, yeah, I
hated
we all know
Gallant.
Dave's
Gallant was stuck up.
Yeah, I was like, what message are we trying to get out there, boys?
Gallant was a stuck-up jerk.
One of those Southern cowboys.
Goofus was an everyman.
Dave, you know what else I thought of today? I wrote on my show sheet the Columbia 12 albums for a penny deal. Remember that when we were kids?
Oh, yeah. And then you were sucked in for life.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, wasn't it like a penny for 12 albums and then $40 a month for the rest of your life?
Yes, yeah.
Most people my age with bad credit started right there. So,
Dave, you brought up some sort of card last week, like a reading card.
Oh, SRA.
Yeah.
Yes.
My mom had some of those.
Did she?
Yeah, and she would let me look at them, and I'm such a dork. I was like reading them for fun.
Yeah, that's a dork. They were different colors, color coded, and of course the bottom level was like poop brown, and then it would go from there. And I was stuck in the brown for a really long time because it was on your own. They're trying to teach you personal responsibility, which failed with me.
What is it?
They were like you pull a card, and it would have a story on one side, very simple, flip it over, and there'd be like 10 questions about the story.
Okay.
Easy peasy.
Yeah.
But it was like medical school to me. I'm like, I don't know what you people expected me.
They were prepping you for the SATs.
Yeah.
You wrote on the thing, I'm really more of a headline guy.
You know what I was thinking of, though? And I know there are lots of stories about this kind of thing. But one time, my least favorite teacher was my 9th grade math teacher, Miss Galliez, God rest her soul. I'm sure I was more trouble than she was. But she yelled at me one time in front of the class and said, David Glover, do you think that anyone's ever going to pay you to just make your friends laugh?
Showed her.
What was your answer?
I didn't say anything. I wasn't like a mean kid. I was just me. You know, I wasn't learning nothing, so I might as well try to cut some people up.
Got kind of breaking news here. National news. A person was shot by law enforcement near the Washington Monument, according to Secret Service.
Oh.
Person's condition and the circumstances surrounding the shooting are not known at this time, and Secret Service is encouraging people to avoid the area.
Okay.
Interesting stuff. We just talked to Lindsay Mastis earlier this hour about AI. Well, ChatGPT 5.5 planned its own launch party. The model reportedly requested an event tomorrow, May 5th at 5:55 p.m. with a toast delivered by its human creators, and they want a dedicated area where guests can submit ideas for ChatGPT 5.6. So Sam Altman says, yeah, we're going to go ahead and do it. We're going to go ahead and do the party that the chatbot planned for itself.
Dave, are you much of an AI guy?
Yeah, I think I mentioned I used it to negotiate a car. That was enjoyable. It was enjoyable. I've used it for finding songs for steel drums.
Oh, how's that going?
It's going okay. It's a struggle.
Yeah.
I'm now trying to learn to read music, which makes it even harder. And but it's like the ChatGPT or whatever I use is like, oh yeah, here are the notes. And then you play them, and it's like, no. And I go back to it. I say, those notes don't make any sense at all. Oh, yeah, my mistake.
The compendium of human knowledge. And
so I'm giving up on that. One.
So eBay has an unlikely would-be buyer. GameStop wants to purchase eBay. Never mind that eBay is a much larger company than GameStop. But the CEO, Ryan Cohen, told the Wall Street Journal he wants to turn eBay into a far bigger rival to Amazon and is prepared to take the fight directly to shareholders.
Can I tell you something?
eBay's board balks.
I'm not a buy stock guy, but a couple years ago, a friend of mine gave me a tip to buy GameStop, and I did. I think I bought $1,000 worth. I have no idea what that could turn into. It's not going to turn into a fortune. I'm not going to retire. But when I saw that news, I'm like, look at that.
Well, that was there's a movie about it, actually. I think it's called Dumb Money.
Yes.
About the
Paul Dano.
Yeah, with Paul Dano. About that weird GameStop thing that happened a few years ago where people were basically, it was essentially like a pump and dump style scheme.
Yeah.
That a few people got very rich off of and a few people lost all their money on.
Yeah.
I am shocked to learn that GameStop has $57 billion or whatever. Because they're not doing so extremely hot as a company. I mean, most of the ones in this area have actually closed. Because
it's like having Steak and Shake by Amazon or something.
That is a very good comparison to how I would compare them. Yeah.
Well, the pitch leans on GameStop's 1,600 U.S. stores as physical hubs for the eBay marketplace.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
One more story for you guys. The Ask Jeeves era is officially over. I don't know if anyone was using Ask Jeeves back in the day. Kind of the original ChatGPT,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
if you ask me. But yeah, Ask.com was born in 1997 as Ask Jeeves. It has been shut down by its parent company, IAC. After nearly 30 years online.
My dad loved Ask Jeeves.
Yeah.
I think it gave him that like perceived human touch, right? Like it felt like you were still asking instead
You
of
could
just
pretend
typing.
you had a butler.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You could pretend that there was like someone that you're asking the question to get a response versus like, just
Dave,
typing
you'll
it
meet
into Google.
Jigs when you come out here.
Excellent. It'd be great if Dave had a
so
butler.
hot.
Oh, yeah, that would be great.
I bet Mitch would be your butler.
Yeah, I bet he would too.
Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it.
All righty.
Tell you guys about Zero Res. You know Zero Res. You know what they do. I'm going to tell you anyway. They clean carpets excellently. They clean area rugs. They clean couches and chairs. They will clean your hardwood. They will clean your tile. They are a very good company. Is Kyle coming on the show anytime soon, Andrew? Do you know?
Yes, in just a couple weeks. He'll be on
Perfect.
with us.
Kyle is our contact in St. Louis. If you ever have a problem, you can go to him. He's fantastic. He's like one of the family here. They always have a deal for the DGS listeners. Right now, the deal is get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $139. They have the 30-day Gotta Love It guarantee. So that if you have something, job done, dryer vents or air duct cleaning or any of the above cleaning services that I just talked about, and you're not completely satisfied, call them, let them know, and they will, and I always say enthusiastically, because no one wants someone coming out and sour grapes and an attitude and bleh. They're not like that, I promise, and they'll do everything they can to make you happy. 314-474-2020, ZeroResSTL.com.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, we got jam traffic downtown, obviously. This traffic reports the service of Artistic Decks. Eastbound headed across the Poplar Street Bridge is jammed from the Missouri end of the bridge over to 70 because 70 eastbound, 5570. Those left lanes are closed between 64 and 203 for emergency repair work. Eastbound 70 is backed up at the Musel Veterans Bridge. Your USPS Ground Advantage reliable route, you've got a couple of options. The King Bridge in the middle there isn't going to do you much good, but the McKinley Bridge looks great just north of downtown. And then, of course, you can take the interstate bridges, 255 on the JB or 270 of the Chain of Rocks. There are no delays there. They're doing a little better with the restrictions. There's still 3 lanes shut down, though. Westbound 64 west of 158. Traffic's jammed approaching 158, so there's about a mile backup through there. And if you're on the Missouri side, it's not as bad. The only crash we have blocking is eastbound 70 at Lucas Hunt. Traffic's jammed back into Cool Valley. Westbound 64 at Science Center out to McCausland. Slow. It's kind of slow speeded at 270 and 364 out to Highway 70 after that. I'm Roger Brand at the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Summer's here. Is your backyard ready? If you missed the spring rush, Artistic Decks can still make it happen. From premium wood to maintenance-free composite, get the quality you deserve. Don't wait. Call Artistic Decks today at 314-280-0821.
On Saturday, May 16th, join KMOX and Grassroots Redeeming Love in commemorating 1 year since the historic EF3 tornado that devastated North St. Louis with a short morning of service. Volunteers will meet in the Kingsway East neighborhood from 9 to 11 to help clear tree limbs and trash. If interested in RSVPing for the cleanup or interested in donating to the effort, go to KMOX.com/events for more information.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Make Cinco de Mayo delicious with Easy Cater, the easiest way to order food from favorite restaurants for all your celebrations. From April 27th through May 5th, every order placed earns you 1,000 bonus rewards points. Whether you're looking for traditional favorites like tacos and tortas, festive options like a build your own nacho bar, or hosting a breakfast fiesta with huevos rancheros and breakfast burritos, Easy Cater makes food for Cinco de Mayo a cinch. Order now at easycater.com with promo code Cinco de Mayo 26. Restrictions apply. See offer details.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
As I've been telling you for months, FanDuel is an official sportsbook partner of KMOX, and right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if that first bet wins. That's right. Turn $5 into $150 in bonus bets just for getting started. FanDuel makes it easy to get closer to the action, from player props on your favorite stars to all the tools you need to back them up. It's everything you need, all in one app. Don't miss your shot. Go to FanDuel.com/Missouri to get started. FanDuel.com/Missouri. FanDuel, an official partner of the NBA. Play your game. Must be 21 or over and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX 352. The Cardinal Report is sponsored by Rawlings. Visit the Rawlings experience at Westport. With Wheeler out, I would encourage you to podcast the 2:30 p.m. segment with Bernie today. I thought it was especially good. We really covered a lot of ground. And then at 5 p.m., my favorite show on the station, Redbird Rush Hour. Wheeler's out fake and sick, so I'm guessing it's going to be Matt Pauley and Bernie. And then Rachel has a Cardinal Report.
Yeah, there's a cardinal that lives outside my apartment. I see him all the time. Sometimes he's in the front yard. Sometimes he's in the back, chilling on the electric
I was going to
lines.
say, it's Mason Wynn.
Hiding in the bushes.
He loves just hanging out on my street.
No, Mason's in the backyard.
No, it's a cardinal birdie. There's also a cardinal in my home. For Christmas, I bought Lucy a cardinal toy, like a little squeak toy.
Yeah.
And it has catnip in it, and it goes like beep, beep, or like, a little squeak whenever she taps it. And lately, she has been tapping it multiple times in the middle of the night, which is really cute, but also really annoying because it wakes me up. But
it's the best Cardinal Report ever.
Yep.
I got good news today. I have been terrible about taking care of my teeth. And I have just avoided the dentist, and I dread when my fake tooth breaks again, because the next time I walk into a dentist, they're going to be like, dude, get out the checkbook. And today I saw a story that I believe it's China has developed technology where they feel very confident that they have a technology that will regrow your own teeth. Within 4 years, they'll have that out.
Nice.
That we all have little teeth buds in there for some reason, but they figured out how to activate them.
That's
Wouldn't
exciting.
that be amazing?
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Because I'm having my bottom teeth have started gapping really bad, as I get older. And I'm so worried about, well, what's going to happen? Is this one eventually going to just, fall out? That's what it seems like it's on its way to doing.
Right. Just
and
get
then
pushed
I'm
out.
Yeah, what am I going to do? I'll just grow a new one.
There you go.
Perfect.
There you go.
I don't have to worry about this ever again.
Then it would be interesting to see how they came in.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, I bet it feels awesome.
Are
I
they?
loved losing teeth and then feeling them grow back in as a kid. I can feel it now.
It freaked me, but you and I are the same kind of freak.
Yeah.
Right? Just playing with the wiggly tooth and all that stuff.
There was nothing better.
I know we're late. Did you ever have a tooth pulled unnaturally? Like the whole doorknob or?
No.
Yeah.
I
You
took
did?
care of
Oh,
it.
yeah. We were big doorknob, door jam people. Not healthy teeth. Teeth that were, loose.
Yes. I didn't think your parents were monsters. Tell you guys about my friend Mark Cantor, attorney at law. And it is, it's such an important decision because with personal injury cases, you may have a case worth $20,000. You may have a case worth $20 million. And this day and age, you only hear about the $20 million cases, but you need an expert. You need someone who has looked at thousands and thousands of cases, who've tried hundreds of cases, to be able to give you a good idea what the value of your case could be. Knowing that changes as the case progresses. You get good news, you get bad news, you get a good witness, you get a bad witness. But Mark Cantor is someone who you can rely on to not only have that expertise, but also to be honest with you the entire time, not lead you down the primrose path, to let you know this is what we're looking at, and then to do everything within his power, which is considerable, to bring it home and get you what you deserve. So if you or someone in your family has been injured and you think someone else may be at fault, I can't stress